So my mom takes me there, and right when we get there, there's a KKK rally in the town.
Okay.
Just like
welcoming you guys.
Wild Til 9. Are you ready?
Yep, let's go home.
MeUndies makes the softest fabrics you ever put on your body. Quite the statement.
MeUndies has a great offer for our listeners for any first-time purchasers. You get 20% off plus free shipping and returns. To get 20% off your first order, free shipping, and a 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/wild. That's MeUndies.com/wild. I don't know.
the best
Great.
one or the worst one.
Welcome back to Wild Till 9. Today we have very, very hot guests.
Yeah, it is hot in here.
If you're on audio,
toasty.
today is not the day for you.
No.
Oh, no. Just flip on over right now.
Not because they don't have great voices, but it's the looks. It's the looks.
It's all the looks.
When I was trying to explain this, what is this?
Are we showing off our sweaters now? Or am I too early? Did I jump the gun on that?
No, it's fine. We'll just jump right to there.
He's like, I had a train, and then here you
So
come.
sorry.
It's fine.
So sorry.
If you're watching this in a week or so, this will be kind of old news, but today's a big day.
What's
Today's
today?
the biggest day of my life.
Zach, take it away.
So Kentucky basketball plays the first game of season every year, and today's that day. And you might be thinking, Zach, is this the best day of your entire existence? And since my life has been going downhill, I can't remember anything past a certain point in my life that has made me continually sad. So now this is my new normal, thus my new high, thus my highlight of my life. Jared's here. He broke up with a couple girls recently. He's a serial dater. Anyway.
No.
Oh, and we're getting into this because we just confirmed that Jared is a love bomber, but we're going to get into it.
Jared
Go
is
ahead,
a-
go
yeah,
ahead,
yeah,
go
love
ahead, go
bomber.
ahead, go ahead.
Before we do that, Zach Justice and Jared Bailey of Dropouts podcast
And that's allegedly.
are on the shell, or they're AI, whatever you think it is.
Yeah, no, we're just like
I don't
phased
remember.
in right now. We're actually robots from the movie I, Robot with Will Smith and Shia LaBeouf.
And all wearing Kentucky gear.
Well,
Oh,
He
yeah.
wrote that joke on the way here. He's like, how do we lead into that? And I'm so glad you're able to get to the AI thing because I was going to try to bring it up.
Dude.
And he's like, I got to.
Do you know how hard it is to bring up a 14-year-old movie? Impossible.
That's a classic though, right?
Speaking of 14-year-olds, Jared's last. Okay, let's get into it.
Let's
get your last
Not
girlfriend,
Jared.
dude.
In the
Those
first
jokes
4 minutes.
into a different podcast. It shouldn't even be on our podcast. And now you're bringing it.
You know how
to,
most. Okay, so you guys are probably verified on Instagram and Twitter, the little blue check
For
mark.
$8 now, you too
Yeah,
can
you
be
can get it for free.
verified.
Exactly. Well, so Jared's got a blue dot above his house. So
Shut
that's his
up.
verification.
It's your house too. Okay, they probably think you're the one.
And when you move to a new place, they bring the dot with you, right?
Yeah, he knows all the
Unfortunately.
neighbors when he moves in
But
town.
it's interesting because if you change your name now on Twitter, you get rid of your blue dot. You change your name, it's coming with you. So think
I'm
about it.
always verified.
Yes.
That's what I'm
That's
hearing.
kind of great.
That's
Yeah, that
sick.
sounds
Yeah.
positive to me.
And just real quick, since we're joking about sex offenders, if you were a sex offender going to a new neighborhood, what baked
Preferably one
good
within a
would
good
you
middle
bring
school.
your neighbors?
Oh, I'm a slut for like a good brownie.
Well,
you
you're,
know?
you're making for somebody else, right? So it's not necessarily
well,
your.
I would want to make them something that I like.
I feel
you
that. I feel
know?
that way as well too.
Like if you're a sex offender, if you're going to a new neighborhood, but like it was a long time ago.
You know
do you
what?
think you bring baked goods?
Sidebar for one quick second. I went to a birthday party yesterday and he got himself, instead of a birthday cake for everyone, he got himself an Earl Grey tea pie.
An Earl
No,
Grey tea
okay.
pie. I don't know what that is.
That's cause to not be friends with that
'Cause on
person
Jared-
anymore. if any pie is at a birthday party, you should not be friends
The
with
best
that
part
person.
is that this was the birthday party of the person that Zach is also friends with, but didn't awkwardly get invited to the birthday party. So you kind of dodged a bullet in
I
a
was
way.
too busy in Jared's mom doing a cream pie. So
Which
I'll watch your
one?
mouth. Oh, Jared does have two moms.
I have two moms.
Okay, look at the camera.
Yeah.
Equality. Say that, dude.
Well, we got a thumbnail.
So what was it like growing up with two parents of the same sex? Take it away. Were you ever bullied? Oh, this is a hot topic.
Okay, yeah. I was bullied. We're getting right into this.
Really?
Yeah, no, it was like, and the thing is, I grew up in Ohio, but not like, it was Cincinnati.
Yeah, what
so,
part of Ohio? Yeah.
Like, so it's a fairly like medium-sized city. It's fairly progressive. Like, I'm pretty sure they vote blue most of the time. So you wouldn't think that there would be that much kind of like hatred or
Bigotry. Some
Bigotry.
people might say.
yeah. But no, there is.
You found it.
Yeah, especially on the football team.
But the crazy.
Oh, is it more just that like jokes that like Zach's give you? Like people, everyone wants to fuck your moms?
like they beat me up. Like they,
Yeah, instead of like
God.
beating up the mom, they beat him up physically for him
Having
at,
two moms.
yeah.
Like, did you ever actually get a wedgie?
No, I never got a wedgie. I just legitimately got punched.
I'm trying to run into
You're
one
like, "What, he
person
sounds real
who actually got
nice
one. Like movie theater,
right, like in
bullying.
movies when they like hang the kids'
Yeah.
underwear like off like a.
I was gonna
or
walk
like
thing.
from the flagpole. Like, do you remember that where they would hoist them
hoist
up?
a kid up.
I was gonna go directly into a MeUndies sponsorship ad that was
Oh,
wedgie
yeah,
free.
yeah.
They used
Oh,
to, they used to
oh,
trash
sorry.
can kids at my school. Ever happened
Oh,
to you guys?
same. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big thing. It's like freshman, there's freshman week where a senior will probably pick you up and put you inside a trash can.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
seen that. And they would pick like the milk jug one as well. Wouldn't be like the dry goods one. You'd
Oh,
be
yeah, where
wearing
they-
it.
The wet trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Ironically.
Shut
Your
up.
nickname in high school, wet trash, dude. I can't just bring up your past ever.
So dumb.
So how long have you guys been
Have
together?
making love.
Together.
Last night is when our first time we consummated the friendship. How long have we? Okay, here's the fun story we tell on every podcast, but no one ever cares about. Listen, we grew up.
We grew up. I did not
Get-
grow up with you.
Live up.
I love the
Get
size
lively.
couch for these guys, by the way. This
Get
is
lively.
perfect.
Okay, so we met in a 2-bedroom apartment, 900 square feet with 10 people. We didn't know each other. And we moved in. And the first thing I ever said to Jared was,
You are just another face to me.
and that is because I lived it was a glorified hostel.
No.
Houses.
Not glorified.
Hostels are much better. than
Also
what you
much
fucking described.
cheaper. Like
Yeah.
like the money to space ratio makes sense at a hostel. This didn't make sense.
We're used to getting screwed over.
And like, if you go
Yeah.
to a nice hostel, like if we were to go to a hostel that charged what we were paying for the space, we would get like individual pods, you know,
Yeah.
where you had privacy, like any decent human basic need.
Right.
So I was there.
We had bunk
How
beds.
many months was I there before you?
You were
chimed
there
in?
for 4 months. You
So
moved
I-
in August.
I found this place on Facebook Marketplace where
Not sponsored.
It said,
no, it's funny. He
Sponsored,
found
actually.
it. He found it on Facebook Marketplace. I found it through what I thought was like. I mean, I guess they are, but like a legitimate company that had a website, and they made me apply to this place.
Wait, you applied and you ended up paying more.
More.
More
Yeah.
than me.
Without a parking
But
spot.
life usually works
Yeah.
out better just a little bit for me, is
That
what
is
we
true.
found out recently. And
There is
our
a
entire friendship.
correlation.
So I was there a few months before him, and it would cycle out new people every month, just a new 10 guys, and then just me miserably living. And I realized that this was probably the end of kind of my conscious existence of thinking I would do anything credible in my life. And then Jared comes in. And I'm dead at this point. And Jared doesn't know how not. He has a resting smile, which for
Some
someone,
people have RBF.
Not
I
in this
have
city.
RSF, resting smile face.
and for someone,
Ladies, and he is single. I just want to put that out there
Very
early in the
single.
pod.
Actually,
Single.
who knows? We don't know. This guy, he's a Hinge expert. Anyway, so I'm there and I'm sad and I'm alone and I'm beat down to death. And you know what? There's nothing worse than optimism. And this guy,
Oh, there's nothing more enraging.
no, especially
Yeah.
when you're like, if I'm trying to wallow, let me wallow.
Yeah,
This guy
yeah,
comes in.
I am oozing optimism.
I love
at
that
this
that was
point.
your attempt at a smile.
He's like, I'm like so excited to be in LA. We're gonna be famous. We're gonna be in movies. And we're gonna be. And I'm like, I think I'm gonna hit you in your sleep.
Mickey
And-
Mouse?
Yeah, he was Mickey Mouse at the time.
And did you know he was going to be not only like your roommate, but your roommate?
Well, there
We
were
did have
5 other guys in that room, so
Yeah.
Right.
there wasn't a lot of choice.
So we had an empty bunk up top. I knew exactly where he was going to lay, and unfortunately, he was going to be on top of the bunk where one of our drug addict roommates was plowing the cheeks of a heroined out woman. We'll say.
Okay.
Plowing the cheeks.
yes,
Yes,
to
yeah,
put it gracefully.
Put it
of course,
gracefully.
of course, of
She's from
course.
Canada. She hasn't
And,
heard this terminology.
and Jared's first night on the top of the bunk bed, you know, he's from Ohio, and this guy is kind of just getting after it. I mean, he's bow chicka wow wowing in like this rail thin, drugged out, could be dead at this point woman.
Welcome to LA.
Yeah, and no, but he's.
But here's the
yeah,
thing.
you tell this part.
I'm such a heavy sleeper. Like, you could sit me next to a train, like blowing
You
its
could
horn.
run train through him, which
Shut
we did
up,
while you're
shut
sleeping.
up. And I would not wake up. But at this point, I'm still like giddy with excitement. I'm like, I'm new to LA, you know, and I'm starting a job in the morning. So I'm kind of sleeping lightly.
Okay,
but
that was such a big flex at the time. I gotta
shut-
say.
Okay, yeah.
You
it
were the
wasn't-
only one in the house with a job, and all of us were like, "How'd you get
The
that?"
job wasn't
Wait,
glorious
but the
though.
new guy, 20 years old,
Yeah, I was
came
20.
in already employed?
Well, because
disgusting.
I
Yikes.
went to college, or I finished college.
You're not going to fucking brag about that in this room. Okay,
Yeah,
we're 2
sorry.
for 2
Also,
here.
I feel like with the name of the podcast, Dropouts, I feel like you need to
Listen,
lie about love, that,
No,
to
I
go with
know.
the branding.
I know it's falling apart. But so I'm sleeping and all of a sudden I feel the bed kind of rocking. And like he said, I'm from Ohio. And so I have never been in an earthquake before. And so I'm like, oh my God, it's happening. This is
My
so
first
exciting.
night.
And I've seen this happen multiple times because that bed is just flipped over and over. And I'm like, he thinks it's an earthquake.
And so then I'm sitting there, I'm like, it's happening. And then I'm like, yo, this earthquake's got some rhythm to it. And
Here's subtle Chris Brown in the background.
What's that TikTok song that went viral? It's like do 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 do
oh yeah.
do do.
Wait, that's it's not from Workaholics, but that was like the Workaholics song. If you
I was
ever
thinking more
saw that
Yin Yang
show.
Twins, but
I mean, yeah, I get down that.
yeah, it's fine.
So, but then it starts getting like faster and faster, and then it stops. And I was like, okay, maybe that was an earthquake, right? Because who just stops? Well, who stops after 30 seconds?
And
A
then
lot
you
of
hear
people. And then I was like,
And by the way,
maybe they're
was that you
scared.
or who was that?
that was Mariah Carey.
Got it.
It was an impersonation.
Yeah.
Do you want to
And-
hear Morgan Freeman?
Go ahead.
Oh. All right, go ahead. Do you want to hear my dad?
Hey, Helen Keller. Thank you.
Very good.
Those were both my dad and Helen Keller. Just so you know.
Same brand.
Well, same amount of words said to me in my lifetime. Go ahead.
So then it starts back up again, and it starts slowly, like it's inching, faster, stops. And it does this for almost the entire night, like just like clockwork, where they would start up again, get a little too into it, get too fast, stop. And then like 10 seconds later, start up again and like get to a rhythm and stop all night.
Whose genitals can withstand?
Well, with the introduction of drugs, it's
Yeah.
heroin.
It's heroin's genitals
Yeah,
at
I
that point.
guess,
So,
guess
so
heroin's
this
genitals.
place that we lived in, ate the same food for a few years, every single meal, a dollar store this, dollar store that. And if you turn on the air conditioning and the microwave at the same time, all the power went out. But we did have 2 bathrooms, but only one of them was usable because the other one was the old spank room for,
I was going to ask.
Yeah.
So was there an agreement? Was it unspoken? Was there a sign out front?
Was no agreement. It was just one person took over.
one person took over. It was a man of homosexual descent.
Oh.
And which we praised. And turns out he was out of town for Pride. So when he got back, I said, "We're gonna have Pride Week here for you, buddy." And he was thrilled because I was an ally. And he brought his boyfriend over, who he addressed as a twink, not my words, but
Okay.
he's like, "Look at my twink," and he like kind of brought him in. And then he takes him to the bathroom. And have you ever put on Animal Planet and there's like fighting gorillas and they're screaming? So that's what we heard behind the door. And I was like, okay, they can have fun. It sounds like somebody's getting a round of applause, like almost like Leonardo DiCaprio won his first Oscar. I mean, after he got in the
just
whole
a
bear,
roaring applause.
The Revenant. There's just finally he's on stage. He gives a speech, round of applause. That's how loud he's clapping these cheeks in there. Wow. And
There's a theme here.
and at that moment, I was like, I'm going to be homophobic if I don't use this bathroom,
Right.
because
Yeah.
just because there's gay semen in there doesn't mean that bathroom's off limits for me. No, sir. So in the morning, I go into the bathroom and I got my towel. I take my towel off. I look at myself in the mirror just because, I just trying to see what my body's like at that point. That had nothing to do with it. But I open the shower door and I go to step in and I just see a plethora of used condoms just all over the shower floor with the gay semen inside, which it could have been any semen and I would have
When
been
you say
grossed
plethora,
out.
1, 3,
Yeah,
5,
yeah.
7.
Give us a number here.
It was 4.
Okay.
But
Great
one was
stamina.
off the trash can. So
Great
I'd say
stamina.
3.5. One was off the trash. 2 were on the floor that I didn't see when I walked in. And then I went to go put my foot in the shower and I
Yeah.
stopped it. I stopped it a millimeter above that condom that had been inside that, his words, twink boy's butt. And I came out and he had already gone to work. He didn't even think of it. I was like, hey, little town meeting. I'm in my towel. I'm like, can we get everybody around? Everyone's passing around a bowl at this point and can barely see anything. They're kind of like your dog on drugs right now. They're all like this. and I'm just like, hey guys. So I think there's like a ton of kids just spilled all over that bathroom. And I don't know if I ever want to use it again. And they're like, wait, our ally Actually, he exploded semen all over the thing. And I was like, yes, guys. And they're like, that sucks. You should tell him. And I was like, thanks for the help. And then he gets home and I tell him, and he did clean it up.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, he did. But I just feel like you should have known.
Oh no, that's like -10 on the roommate.
Just real quick, I did ask, were there rules? It was not spoken of.
No.
Maybe he didn't
And
know.
I was the one that was like, Pride Week. It's
Right.
on me.
Right.
And I wanted him to have the most fun he could.
Wait, real quick, was there only one gay man out of 8 or 9 or 10 people?
I mean, statistically, that's how the math works, right?
Yeah,
Not
no,
in
no,
LA.
in Ohio.
Not in LA. Yeah.
Jared's just gay adjacent because of
Right.
the parents.
Right.
So like
Yeah.
1.5.
It usually skips a generation, or how does it go?
Yeah, we're about to get like a badge over on Twitter, just like fact check.
I
that
know.
one.
just gays. Yeah,
Skip.
skip a
I know. I
generation.
think that's twins.
So
Yeah, that'd be twins.
the concern here is not for all that happened. My concern is that, from what I understand,
Yes.
when you moved to a new apartment, you brought half the team with you.
More than half.
Well,
yes.
we couldn't afford the rent. So there was this man. The reason we moved is there was a mid-30s to maybe early 40s alcoholic living above me. He was a new move-in.
Now,
I'm so sorry.
Sorry, you're missing. What are you doing? Get off of me. Anyway,
Touch break.
Can you take your arm around, not like out
Okay,
from
after that
around
whole
me?
ally
Thank you.
story.
I've never been more excited about the size of this couch.
So
It's so perfect. You guys just fit so nice.
Thank
this
you.
is
I wish you'd kiss me.
you told me never in public, and this is like pretty public.
We don't know
They don't
these
post
guys
this.
quite long enough to know if they're kidding or not, but if everyone along could just be with us while we figure it out.
I want to taste him. I said it. And I think we should do it now.
No.
Okay.
What is at the very top of your to-do list every day when you start your day? Is it checking up on your credit score?
How'd you know?
So maybe for Jeremy, but for everyone else, I didn't think so. So Chime is here to do that for you.
Big credit score guy.
I know when I was first starting to make my own money and live life independently, building a credit score seemed extremely overwhelming, especially coming from a Canadian who moved here with literally zero credit. But credit is such an important part of building an independent life, and I was very quickly reminded of that. I wish I had Chime back in the day to help me out, and that is why you absolutely need to know about how great Chime is. With their secure Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card, you can start to build credit with your own money. Building credit can be really hard to do when you're first starting out, and that is why we love that Chime is here to help.
Chime reports your payments to credit bureaus to help you build credit over time. Their members see an increase of 30 points on average. All of this with no annual fees, no large security deposits, or credit checks to even apply. So start your credit journey today with Chime. Sign up takes only 2 minutes and does not affect your credit score. Get started today at chime.com/WT9. That's chime.com/WT9. The Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card is issued by Stride Bank, NA, pursuant to a license from Visa USA Chime checking account, and $200 qualified direct deposit required to apply for the secured Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card. Regular on-time payment history can have a positive impact on your credit score. Impact to score may vary, and some users' scores may not improve. Out-of-network ATM withdrawal fees may apply except at MoneyPass ATMs in a 7-Eleven or any Allpoint or Visa Plus Alliance ATM.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. You know what I wish came with a user manual? My brain. Sometimes I would just like to be able to open up the manual when my anxiety kicks in and just like maybe like it's the what was it? Control-Alt-Delete, Control-Alt-Delete, or the reset button. But unfortunately, that's just not how it works. But something that can be useful is BetterHelp.
Navigating any of life's challenges can make you feel unsure, whether it's a career change, a new relationship, or becoming a parent. Therapists are trained to help you figure out the cause of challenging emotions and learn productive coping skills, which makes therapy the closest thing to a guided tour of the complex engine called you.
BetterHelp has been such a huge help for me.
Very original, Lauren.
Thank you so much for my journey with anxiety. I call it a journey because some days it feels like it may be a long journey, but having BetterHelp on my side makes me feel a little more optimistic. Therapy really can make something that seems to be taking over your life a little more manageable, which is why we want our Tillies to get out there and try it.
As the world's largest therapy service, BetterHelp has matched 3 million people with professionally licensed and vetted therapists available 100% online. Plus, it's affordable. Just fill out the brief questionnaire to match with a therapist. If things aren't clicking, you can easily switch to a new therapist at any time. It couldn't be simpler. No waiting rooms, no traffic, no endless searching for the right therapist. Learn more and save 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/WT9. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/WT9.
This is an important distinction. So, like he said, he found it on Facebook Marketplace. The company that I found it through, their like tagline or whatever was affordable housing for young creatives. Okay. And so
that's like some good branding right there. Yeah.
fantastic branding. Because and so they told me, they're like, once you hit 29, you're out, right? And so
There's an age out period.
yeah,
That's like Soho House.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like there's
No,
there's
they just charge you more.
Yeah, no, I know. They're like, oh,
but, like,
here's your double.
It's 27, yeah.
there's a limit, right? And so they're like, once you hit 29, you're out. You're no longer a young creative. Like you should probably be established by now or
Right.
figure out your life. So
Your expiration date.
we get an email from the person that like watches over our apartment. And
Most people say God, but this was a different person who stole our money. Right.
Yeah.
And so they are like, hey guys, you're getting a new roommate. And we're like, okay, this is nothing normal or like nothing new. And in walks the door, the man that Zach was describing. He's a 34-year-old alcoholic who is going through a divorce and custody battle.
And
Was he creative?
No.
I'm not even sure if he was created by God. This guy was Satan bound.
I just think it's a little bit rude
How did he-
that
how
you're
did
going to
he
classify
pass
him as
the,
not creative.
the-
We don't
the
know
test?
that.
That's true.
There was no test. This was Facebook. I
that's-
logged into Facebook Marketplace within 30 minutes. I was moving my stuff in.
Yeah, I never knew that until we moved out. Because then we asked this guy how he found it, and he was like, "Oh, I found it on Airbnb." And I was like, "I had to apply, and you're telling me you just go on an app?"
Is that the third or fourth different inroad to this place?
No, seriously, like
Yeah,
they
seriously.
were outsourcing. I don't even
The
know if it
weirdest
was.
one was letter by pigeon.
Yeah, that was interesting. We did have a couple of those.
What?
Yeah, they were from like Pennsylvania, like Amish
Yeah,
country.
you know,
they didn't have any
States that
sort
use
of.
pencils.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, he moves in and just like the worst sort of energy. Like the entire apartment got darker.
He's going through
you know.
divorce. He can't.
Yeah, but he was-
The judge just ruled that he couldn't see his kid for
He
5
was
years. I was feeling
drinking
for him
himself
to death,
to death.
possibly.
And
And how'd your optimism help him with that?
it did. I didn't see much of him to be honest, because he would just like lay in bed
Above my bed. He was
Above-
He was my bunkmate.
Yeah, he was his bunkmate.
Yeah.
And then he would only get out to walk down to the Ralph's down the street, buy more alcohol, and then come back.
Wow.
Okay.
And he would kind of sit in bed all day, and he'd do one of these. And then we never knew if that last hiccup would be his last.
His last day. Yeah. His last breath of air.
But that was the moment where we realized that we needed to move.
That was the moment.
That was the moment.
There were
right?
a couple other moments we
There
could
were a
afford
couple
it.
other
I was gonna say,
moments, but yeah.
that's like pretty wholesome. Like a guy just like, almost having his last hiccup of death. Like,
But it wasn't like a wholesome, like, we need to help this guy. Like, he was kind of scary. You know,
Okay.
it was
Right,
it was like a scary kind of
I
situation.
meant wholesome in the sense that it wasn't like someone like busted a nut on your face or something.
Oh,
like something,
yeah, yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like I thought there was something crazy.
We'll get to that
Yeah,
story.
we should
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
No, we should.
Okay, so yeah, we move out. We get into this new apartment, 3-bedroom, 2 people a bedroom.
6 people total.
I had to fake my income to say I had $3,000 in my bank account just to get this apartment.
Which, for reference, that was our monthly rent. So
Right.
They said, "Oh, this man can afford 1 month of rent.
And
He's
real
in."
quick, at the time, did you have eyes on $3,000 a month? Was there a thought to how you're going to achieve that?
I was editing at the time. I was doing a little editing here, editing there. Making $100 where I could.
Editing.
YouTube videos
Okay,
sometimes.
got it.
Yeah, sometimes some short form.
Okay.
A little before the whole TikTok fiasco. Honestly, I was a little pioneer when it came to that. But I don't want to.
Well, here's the thing, right? With the 6 people and the 3,000, we were each paying about $500 a month. Sorry, I talk with my hands. Anyway, we were paying $500
you touched with them too.
each. Okay, which for me, actually for you too, was less than what we were paying at the other apartment.
Yeah, no.
Wait, that's
Yeah.
crazy. When
Yeah.
you told me that you were paying $600 to live in this hostel and have like crackhead sex and drunk deaths and stuff, like that is so.
Heroin.
What did I say?
Crack.
All right.
Yeah. No, crack is.
We're not street
Crack
rats.
is whack.
In comparison to heroin, I'd take that all day.
So sorry, didn't mean to tarnish the brand of the hostel.
The old injectables.
But like that's insane. That is truly insane.
Yeah, no, it was ridiculous.
How
And
long was that period?
that was for me? It was
It's
6
usually like
months.
once a month for you guys, right?
Yeah,
What are you
that.
talking about? For me, it was 6 months. And then for him, that would have been 10 months.
Yeah.
Well, you lasted 10 months. There's 10 months where you go, this is the best I can do.
Did you hear that, ladies? I can last.
Well, it's funny because we always had we said the bars on the ground.
Wait, so then how do people bring girl? Like, did you ever bring a girl?
Are
home?
you
No.
kidding me? No.
No. No.
I mean, it's for celibacy. That's just what we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. That was like the greatest form of birth
Wait,
control.
you're
Yeah.
telling me you never,
No.
neither of you never brought a girl home? Not once.
Nope.
I even texted my ex just to see if like long distance might work again.
Just that's where it brought you to?
Yeah.
Yeah, she decided to marry my best friend.
Oh, we're going to get to that. I found her not page. Yeah. I'm actually curious to see if you did send her a gift. By the way,
Just a prayer.
the website looked great.
Thank you so much.
Her website.
Yeah.
Did you do her website?
Yeah.
Well,
I
it's
just
good.
want to do her one right.
Okay. Let's go back to a really important topic that both of you touched on, which is daddy issues.
Not
Between
each
the
other.
three of us, we have 0.
Good.
Incredible.
Yeah.
But do you actually have like, okay, so when you have 2 moms, do you have like, I'm confused.
Then there's no dads.
Yeah.
No dads.
There's not like 8 dads.
Yeah. No, but no, so
Lauren
like,
doesn't quite understand this because she's had like the whole mom and dad since like birth. And
yeah,
they're
my
happy
parents
and
are still
happy.
together.
Yeah.
Parents
No, we
are
get it. It's
quite healthy.
Yeah, so like we had sperm donors of individuals that had,
I literally have your dad on Facebook.
nice for you.
You also literally have your dad. Okay, so when you have 2 moms, does that give you more or less daddy issues? / does that then give you mommy issues?
Well, we said it before. If his mom credit card got declined that day, he wouldn't be here. And like,
Right.
his mom has a receipt for him, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah.
It's just like it's less
Well,
than a Walgreens thing.
She doesn't have the receipt for the time that I took, right? So because
The time that you took, what do you
Like
mean?
like
More
the
context.
time that like when she went in for a session, to be injected.
One more time for the what was
Yeah,
the
can
hand?
we get that
Injected.
injected?
Okay.
Like that.
We'll check that later. Fact check.
They didn't charge her actually because they thought that she was going to come in for multiple sessions because she had been in. Well, I said 3 times, I think earlier. I was mistaken. It was 7 times that she had gone in previously.
You're telling me your life began with thievery.
Yes, 100%. Yeah,
Like
yeah,
your sperm was stolen from
yes,
somebody.
I am stolen property. Yes, that is correct.
That's the only story I've heard that's sadder and more depressing than mine.
Well, we've got some more.
Boy, do we.
I mean, what are the chances of that? I mean, they even have like all of her health records and everything, and still could not track her down for you to be
100%.
paid
Yeah,
for.
she just didn't come in like the next time. And then they were just like,
But
cool.
it worked.
Yeah.
So your dad, obviously, birth father, had a hell of a
He just wanted beer on the
seed.
weekend.
A swimmer.
right. I would
Yeah.
like to point out that when I was broke in LA when I moved here, I actually applied to be a sperm donor, and I was denied.
Why do you think it was?
Yeah. Why?
They told me because I don't have a college education.
Oh,
That'll
so
do it.
I
thought
was
it
not
was the blood
qualified.
and the semen.
You would think that they'd see the hairline and be like, oh, the hairline just
Fantastic.
overrides the college degree.
Yeah, you don't
100%.
necessarily send in pictures for the first round.
Yeah, but you have
Really?
to go in, don't
yeah,
you?
gotta, usually.
It's just online. UCLA. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I guess they have too many people here
Yeah, I
probably
guess.
doing that.
I would have been father to hundreds of children otherwise.
Yeah.
And that would have been kind of exciting.
No, that would have been awesome.
Right.
You would have fulfilled like your deep, like instinctual biological
I remember seeing the
need.
dollar amount that they were going to pay, and I was like, that's 10 times more than I would need to still want to do this.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was it? Can I ask?
Like $114 for a month or something.
Oh, love that.
Think about
Sign
it.
me. I'll
How
do
much
that right now.
currently do you get paid to masturbate?
Nothing.
And do you
well,
keep
no,
doing
the
it?
one time I
Okay. Well,
it's Happy
Forgot.
Chili's gift card.
That was actually-
I don't-
yeah.
What is that in
That was,
USD?
that was like 25.
it was on
in
Jared's list of
Chili's.
not to talk about. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, but you had a happy upbringing with 2 moms.
Well,
Or 1 mom.
Yeah, most of my life
One and a
up
half.
until like 12, it was 1 mom. There were like different partners that came in. So this is where I don't think I have daddy issues because I never
Had a
had a dad, right? Like, and I didn't even I
that.
didn't even have the story of like your dad left you, or any like abandoned us.
Yeah,
So
right. Yeah.
there's none
Your
of
mother,
that to
your
hold
mother
on
stole
to.
some man's sperm and ran away with it.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, this is something pretty hilarious about his parents, and this is why they don't love him. So,
Oh, where is he going with this? Okay.
well, you're gonna be praising me high and mighty after I say this. You'll be like, oh, it all makes sense. So his birthday falls on June 20th, And his parents got together after he was already conceived and came in later, and they could have picked any date to get married, but decided to get married on his birthday. So now his birthday never matters.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Oh my God.
Jared, thoughts?
He doesn't get many, but let's hear him.
Well, yeah. So that did happen. You know, it was a good time. They try to make a little bit of an effort to like make my birthday matter. You know,
Dude, one time they flew to San Diego from Ohio and didn't mention they were there.
until the last day they were there. And my mom sent me a picture of the Vans store in Mission Beach and goes, "Hey, thinking of you." And I was like, "Are you in California right now? Like 2 hours away from me?" And they were like, "Oh yeah, we took a trip to San Diego." I was like, "Can I come down? Why didn't you tell me? Can I come down and see you?" And they're like, "Oh no, we're leaving tonight."
To their defense, imagine going to the turkey baster clinic,
Right.
and spending thousands of dollars,
Right.
and then
Coming home with. Yeah.
yeah.
Speaking of, Jared, how was it losing your virginity?
It was,
Ooh, I've got a story.
what story do you have?
Do you want to talk about your tattoo over your left?
Oh,
No, we're not talking about that. That's a line. Anyway, losing my virginity.
Oh, now he's flustered.
I feel like it was quite normal.
Kiss
you
me to
know,
calm you down.
It was a girl. Well, I
Well,
worked with
it
her.
was-
What'd you say? Anyway,
I just love how I asked Jared about what it was like losing his virginity, and Zach immediately.
I
Yeah.
have a
I'm
story.
so glad you asked.
I mean,
That's
this
Zach
kid's
for
got
you.
a story that is behind a gate, and man, if you ever find the key, what a story!
I'll tell you off air.
Wild.
But yeah, no, it was pretty normal. I worked with her. I worked at a pizza shop at the time, and we just we were kind of flirty. We're hanging out one night, classic Netflix and chill, and just it happened. You know, I was
Sex.
17. Sex, yes. And then it was nice at the time because my parents were trying to sell the house, right? But they already had bought another house in Kentucky.
And did they tell you about the house, or were they just going to move and see if you're going to come?
Well, they mentioned it. They were like, "You might not see us around much, but you know, we'll be somewhere in the 50-mile radius."
And that was at age 12, or?
that was 17.
Okay, got it.
So they're like, you got a car, you'll be fine, and a job. So, but they weren't home, because like insurance wouldn't cover the other house if no one lived there. So they lived there. I lived here. And then,
So you were fucking.
yeah.
We use
Lesbian mom
freaking in our
sounds
house.
great.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I think lesbian mom sounds great.
Because your mom was like, yeah, when you bring a girl home, I can be like hot or not.
No, honestly, that was one of the best things about like growing up, even because people are like, well, you miss out on like fatherhood, like fatherly things or bonding or whatever, like over girls and stuff. I was like, no, I still had that, like we would still be like watching Tomb Raider, be like, Angelina's fucking hot,
Like I'd eat that clam or something, or whatever you and your mom would say. Like I'd smash that clam, whatever you and your mom would say.
totally.
Like,
That was our go-to saying.
I'd beat it up like an alcoholic stepdad.
Just
or
real
whatever.
quick, if your mother, I assume they've met,
No.
you've.
Yeah, you have.
Oh,
In
I thought you
Kentucky.
meant our mothers.
Oh, no.
Our mothers haven't even
Our
met.
mothers haven't met yet.
So how would your mom, pick one, how would she or they describe Zach?
Crass,
They hate me.
crude, with a tinge of funny, and
I hang on to that.
Yeah.
a tinge of funny, and then slightly annoying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Zach, Jared?
I want to refute a couple things real quick.
Okay.
All that might be true, and that's fine. But I started off on a bad foot with old parents. It all started on a computer desktop screensaver.
Okay.
And so my computer was sitting there, and I was like, I need to spice it up. I want something I can look at every day.
Zach
And
loves doing bits, and so this is one of his bits.
well, it wasn't a bit. It
It
happened.
was a bit. Okay, it did happen.
How
But
old are we here?
this is back in the
13.
2-bedroom apartment.
Yeah. So I found a lovely Christmas card with Jared and his two parents, and I decided to, edit out one of them and then put my head on one and make it look like we were together as a heterosexual couple rather than them being a gay couple together.
Right.
And that didn't go over well with the
No.
family. But yeah, it was a small goof among friends, I thought. Turns out.
Quick, which one did you edit out?
Whatever one wasn't the
April.
real one. Yeah.
Okay. Well, she is a mom, just not the birth mom. She is a real mom.
Whatever one didn't push you out.
Okay.
All right.
That's fair. That's law. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's just
this guy loves to get
biology.
technical,
That's just
huh?
facts,
Hates
yeah.
to get canceled, this guy. But yes. I pretended I was his daddy on a screensaver once. It was all supposed to be a
they
big
didn't
goof.
love that.
Like send him a picture,
Yeah.
and then they were like, "You undermined our entire family structure."
Okay, that's a lot.
Well, it was also like at the time,
I also screamed at them, "This is a hate crime." So maybe I was. No, I didn't. But
Zach's a big instigator, you know?
I could feel that.
Oh, yeah.
okay.
I have a
You
question.
gotta read- yeah.
Has
Yes,
anyone
please.
ever? Okay, so Zach, sometimes like you say cross stuff, and like
I'm sorry.
we get it.
We get it.
But like
Yeah, like we
get
get
it.
you.
We get
we
you.
understand.
You
Yeah,
just
yeah.
wouldn't take me to somewhere with nice
I don't care
people.
where you're gonna end that sentence. No.
Yeah, no, the answer's
no.
no.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever had like a really intense reaction to something you've said before?
Mostly my mother.
Oh my God. Yeah.
My mom is an elementary school counselor. And
Of course she is.
Very like,
very religious.
yeah, like
She tells-
innocent, God-fearing woman.
If I say heck, she goes, "You could use another word."
Well, where would you use it instead of heck?
Probably just like
That is the safest option that my brain vocabulary has to
I
offer.
would have gone with the heavens.
So yeah, and so people will have started recognizing my mom a little bit because
Okay.
she was in some videos, and my mom will be like, "I don't like his stuff." I don't know why I'm giving her a southern accent. She doesn't have one.
Yeah. I was like,
just feel like
she
that's a
lived in
sweet-
Vegas
Well,
all
we
her
go to
life.
Cracker Barrel a lot, and she's like,
Obfuscating
Love
her
Cracker
reaction.
Barrel.
Just like, in your head, you have like a voice for your
Yeah,
mother.
yeah.
Yours is southern.
yeah,
I appreciate that.
and she doesn't.
That's the trauma
like
of
myself.
like relocating Zach at
Right.
such a pivotal age
Oh,
to
let's talk about
southern
it.
rural Georgia.
Okay, listen here, mom. Okay, listen, mom. All right, so my mom.
And she does watch, so thank you for
Yeah.
tuning in.
She
Yeah.
doesn't even know
Thank
how
you,
to
Miss
work
Gina.
it. She's like, "What's it on a YouTube?" Hell, I mean,
Heavens. Heavens.
okay. So my mother, we grew up single mother, Las Vegas, Nevada. Loving mother, took me to church all the time, wanted me to be one with the Lord and all that. And I never thought, she'd betray me until one day she ventured on a website,
Match.com.
eHarmony.
Plenty of fish.
eHarmony.com.
Ooh, my mom didn't match, I think. Yeah.
And
Wow.
when I
Yeah.
was 10 years old, uprooted me from my family and moved me to a town of 1,000 in South Georgia.
Is that Brunswick?
Jesus Christ.
It is actually, I went to school in Nahunta, Georgia.
Got
We moved to Brunswick after my mom divorced this guy.
I did find Nahunta. Yeah.
It's all because
What is that
I
word?
thought you went to Brantley.
I went to Brantley.
And lived in
Nahunta.
No,
Yeah.
I lived in Brunswick. I went
Oh.
to Brantley County High School, which Nahunta is in Brantley County. It doesn't matter.
They're all like 10 minutes from each other. So
Got it.
Right.
Well,
Population 1,000.
yeah.
okay. Well, Brunswick's a little farther. Shut up. And so my mom takes me there, and right when we get there, there's a KKK rally in the town.
Okay.
Just like full,
Like, welcoming you guys?
full white hoods and all. You can look it up on the internet. You just go like Brantley County KKK rally. It's Jared only watches it fall asleep.
God.
And it's weird to me too. But yeah, it's
Like test his optimism?
no, we're kind of we're
Yeah, how far will it go?
we're going by it, and I'm like, Mom, is that the history books in real life? She's like, Oh, I'm so sorry I took you here.
such a mistake.
So that was kind of crazy, but we all knew it was going to go downhill because she eventually got divorced, of course.
Right.
Because
How
Was
many
he
years?
was he racist? Was he
no, he wasn't. He loved C.S. Lewis. That was his big little quirk.
big little quirk?
little quirk.
So
Sounds like a sitcom
Yeah,
on ABC.
big little quirk.
thank you. I'm actually
Reese
pitching it right now.
Witherspoon will be starring.
Yeah.
Do you guys
100%.
know anyone with power? Because I want to pitch this right now.
Yeah.
But so he flew out to Vegas after only meeting like 3 times her in real life, and he proposed inside of a Margaritaville. And I was like, Mom, this, even at 10 years old, I was like, it's probably not going to work out. And she's like, let's relocate our life anyway. And I was like, all right, Mom. And then I went there.
The only thing that's I think interesting about that story is that, and correct me if I'm wrong,
You probably are.
of the 4, you have 3 siblings, right?
Technically 4.
Okay. Well,
Who's
then you-
the fourth?
Wait, who's
Lele, Galatian king.
Oh,
so
adopted.
well,
Okay.
but real quick,
Galatian?
but you ended up
He's
here.
African American. Watch your mouth.
Your brother that's not adopted has a very successful company, right?
Correct.
Your
Oh, here we go. Yes.
sister is finishing up med school, and your other sister's already finished med school and is what, OBGYN?
OBGYN, correct.
And what do you say that you do?
Would you
Not
go home
Jared
for
yet,
Shut
but
up.
Jared, stop. You're embarrassing me in front of possibly your friends.
So that was a successful company, finishing up med school, already a doctor.
And when he says successful company, it's valuated at what?
$4 billion is what I found.
Yeah, $4 billion?
4 billion with a B.
With
Billion.
a B.
And apparently his newest investor is Matthew McConaughey or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
But I will say, and we will get back to this.
Have you ever thought about being an intern for him?
No, stop.
Even a
Who
PA.
did the graphics? Who did the graphics?
For his website?
Yeah.
He initially asked me, but they weren't good enough.
The funny part about that story is that the resume that I did find, you take credit for the graphics.
Oh, probably.
yeah. Which is my
100%.
favorite part of this story.
I'll take credit for anything. Are you kidding me?
Anything that's associated with a $4 billion
Because
company.
technically it's not false. I made graphics. They just
That's true. They just
weren't
didn't
good
get
enough.
chosen.
My
Yeah.
dad bought me Photoshop a week ago to try to get back into my life. And it turns out,
That's a nice gesture.
yeah, well, we kind of have a tumultuous, how do you say the word?
Let's do tumultuous.
Yeah.
Relationship. But recently I gave him a call because I've gone through something a little, how would you say?
Tumultuous.
Traumatic. Tumultuous is also
Beautiful in my
apt
life.
there.
And it's made me very sad recently, a little touch of depression. Sometimes I call people to see if I'm okay. But I called my
You
dad.
started with your father.
I did. I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I can use this because I think my dad has gone through things in his life. I was like,
Finally,
hey,
pay attention to me.
kind of.
Yeah.
I
Trauma
called,
bond.
yeah, exactly. I was
Yeah.
like, hey, Dad, let's just kind of put all the past behind. I know we've never really had a very strong relationship, but let's maybe just try it now. Let's see if we can at least try to talk once a week and see if we can help each other out. And he's like, oh, I kind of needed this wake up call or something like that. And then we went to a Kentucky-Tennessee football game where we bonded over them losing terribly together.
Yeah,
And
that was a
today
rough one.
we are all here celebrating with our Kentucky gear in celebration
Thanks, Dad.
of him reuniting with his dad.
Yeah, the text bubbles have gone green since, but it was a good weekend, I'm sure.
They were already green, and I was already trying to fix it. I do. Can I derail the story for a second? I'm pretty heated right now. Is that okay?
Is it
Floor is
Kentucky
yours.
related?
Yes,
I knew
Kentucky
it.
related.
I knew
Okay,
it.
so
I knew
I
it.
went to Kentucky-Tennessee game, and we get blown out 44-6.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Not thrilled. And there is this Neanderthal behind me that is a Tennessee fan, and he's got a scraggly beard, and I'd say he's 23 years old. He's drunk. He's like, you guys suck. Hey, you right there suck. And I was like, okay, I get it. Yeah. He's like, scoreboard. And I was like, I know, dude. He's like, scoreboard. And then he's like, 44-6. And I was like, I'm just surprised you can read, dude. And he's like, say that to my face. Meet me at halftime. I'm like, it's fourth quarter. And then I turn around and all the Tennessee fans are on my side. I was like, you look like your mom and your grandma are probably the same person. And he's like,
Offends the whole section.
and then he goes, he didn't really, because couldn't understand it.
Couldn't compute.
He goes, 44-6. Scoreboard. Meet me at halftime. And I was like, it's fourth quarter. The game's almost ended. And I was like, you are an inbred. And then he continued to yell things at me. But then his friends were like, I'm so sorry. And then a Tennessee fan came up to me after he kind of got escorted out. And he goes, hey, when he was leaving, I squeezed him on the arm real hard for you. And I was like, thank you, sir.
That's the most polite thing that's what the South has to offer. By the way, I pinched him a little bit.
Yeah, he's like,
yeah.
He's like, I grabbed him, I kind of shook him. I mean, I put the fear of God in him a little bit.
And you had family from Kentucky. Why are you obsessed with a great state? And you don't need a reason outside of what it is.
Also,
But you have to have
if
one.
you're on audio, we've got socks, we've got jacket, we've got t-shirt, we've got hat. Is there jewelry? What's the jewelry situation?
This is the skull of Adolf Rupp. No, I found this at H&M. But anyway, yes, I do love Kentucky because my dad and my entire dad's side of the family, who I'm close to, are
Ironically.
from Kentucky.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
And the first garment I ever wore was I'm a Kentucky Wildcat, little hat next to my newly birthed self. My mom had to have a C-section. I feel like I should bring it up now because my head was almost too big. Well, my head was too big to come out of the
Cooch.
uterus, possibly, right? Or
No.
the vagina
Uterus
as
is
a whole.
in.
It'd be like the whole.
Yeah, the opening.
I bet you are wonderful in bed. Keep going.
Cut to a clip. Well, it depends.
Did you guys have to watch the what was it? The Circle of Life. The VHS in high school. Wait, how old are you guys again? No, you're young.
I'm
Which one's
24.
I
yours?
didn't have a sex education class. They
You're
only
one of those.
Neither did I.
They only showed it to the girls.
No.
No.
That is so
I swear
fucked.
on my life.
Oh my God. We literally watched, what's the VHS called? And you literally watch a baby being birthed out of the canal. The kid next to me passed out.
Do you have a link or
Whoa.
no?
And I can really find you the VHS.
Canadian public schools.
Canadian public
Was
schools.
it in French, by the way?
No, in English.
Okay.
Ew.
Subtitles?
In French, yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah. They only showed the girls for whatever reason, and then the girls come back all traumatized. They're like, "Don't put your wieners in us." I was like, weren't even thinking about it. We're like, we're in the fourth grade. Yeah. I was like, I don't even know what my wiener does. Yeah. Did you ever do this when you were little?
Okay.
I can't wait to
What?
hear this.
You got like a boner, and then you went to go ask your mom. You're like, "What the hell is going on here?" And then she was like, "Oh," she's like, "You're attracted to something, buddy."
Actually, no.
I always wondered how that conversation goes because I have no
I'm
siblings.
still waiting to have that fucking conversation with my mother.
Donna would rather die
Yeah,
than have to
no.
answer that question with you. Oh my God.
I don't understand why parents find that so awkward. You know, like
Really? Because I can think of all the reasons.
But like,
can think
what?
of
It's
a
just a
multitude.
fact of life. And like, how did we all? Well, how did 3 out of the 4 of us get here?
I'm surprised your mom doesn't throw up when she sees yours, Jared.
up. Anyway, I just don't understand why it's such a taboo subject. What?
Oh, sorry. She was saying, "Is it because she's gay?" And I was like, "Whoa."
No.
I can't believe your moms don't like him. I just,
That's a shocker.
I'm still trying to like
honestly.
wrap my head around
Can
it.
I just say something?
Go ahead.
Off air, I'm lovely. This is all a bit. I'm trying to entertain, and I understand I'm being, how would you say?
Crass.
Crass.
Crass is the
It's a highbrow word.
I wanna give you a little, just like a shred of
Advice,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, not advice.
Oh.
A credit for being a lovely person. You have an incredible dog voice.
Oh, yeah.
Like the dog baby voice is incredible. It literally redeems not all.
Okay.
But
Honestly,
like,
not even the majority, but a small part of the crass.
Jared, pretend to be a dog really quick.
okay, I'm
Stick
handsome.
your tongue out. Go like this. Yeah. Now look at me. Kind of wag your butt a little bit. Oh, little Jared. Little Jared boy.
Well, you gotta say use handsome or dog handsome.
I'm
there's
not
hope.
calling you handsome right now.
Well, no, but that's
a
our
kink?
dog's name. Well, you wouldn't call me handsome. You always say
I call you
tansom.
daddy.
Shut up. You always say tansom when you use your little dog voice.
I cannot hear a thing you're saying when you have beautiful lips like that.
I think that there's like a little bit of chemistry here, but I think it's beautiful.
Sexual tension.
I also think that if, and correct me if I'm wrong, Zach is the perfect specimen for a girl to meet him, and the first thing they say when they see their friends is, "I can fix him."
To
You're a
They're
fixer upper.
friends.
which one?
To Zach, like they would. They
Oh,
would go
to
on-
Zach.
Go on a
Oh,
date with Zach.
yeah.
They come on, they
Oh
go,
my God.
Can I speak
fix
directly
them.
into the camera on this?
Yeah, go ahead. Grab glass.
Hey, ladies. Zach Justice here.
Oh, they all just walked off.
6'3". Recently, I crossed over 170 pounds because I tore my ACL, and I've actually been finally able to gain a little weight. I'm a little skinny fat at the moment, but it'll shred off. Anyways, a lot of people describe me as a winner. I don't know. That's what Jared says. And I just want to say, if you're looking for a guy who's going to hold you at night while he cries, you got your man right here. You got daddy issues? Me too. Relatable. So you can reach me at, what's your phone number? Have them text.
What's your 912-816?
Oh, that's mine. But yeah, I actually, in real life, I mean, Jared, can you attest that?
Yes, he is a very lovely human being in real life. This
You know
is
what? We got to stop bidding. Maybe I just transform into that right now.
Okay.
Can I just be who I am?
You.
Let's not go full one. Let's do 5 minutes.
Okay, we'll do
just
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
The clock is on. Let's just go ahead and let's just like start here.
Okay.
If first date, right? If you could just describe it high level, give me 15 seconds
Could
or
we role
less.
play?
Go ahead.
Would you like to be the woman?
No, Jared should.
What the
Actually,
hell?
have mine.
Jeremy?
Go ahead.
Hi.
Hi.
Wait, where? Wait, somebody
Where
set
are we?
the
Can
scene.
we-
No, wait,
yes,
you're
yes,
at
yes,
Chili's?
yes, yes.
You're
No, no,
at-
Hell yeah. Okay, go
I
on.
love chili. Wait, can we make it? What's the place that has the brookie? The brookie?
You mean
Oh,
the
BJ's?
BJ's?
BJ's. Yeah, I want to get BJ's, not Chili's.
well, hold on.
Yeah,
Take me to dinner first.
By the way, we can't. That's a curveball, Zach. We need to start slow.
Sorry, chili.
Baby
Chili's.
back
I
ribs.
thought you
go.
were fully straight.
Well, go ahead.
Okay. This is scene.
You're at
Action.
Chili's.
Okay,
It's a
okay.
first date.
Wait, I just
It's a
sat down.
happy
Okay,
hour.
so you already sat down. She
I'm
texted
sat
me.
down.
She's in the
Yeah.
back. Oh, hey, DIY. How are you?
You hear his voice just get like 3 octaves
Yeah.
higher when you're being so much nicer?
Hi, I'm Zach. We matched on the apps.
Wow, you're actually a lot taller in person.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I put in my bio 5'2" just so I can surprise the girl. And that way, when I meet you, like you don't have like really low, shallow standards.
Yeah, no.
and things like that.
I exceeded the expectations.
Yeah, but you look like a bridge troll in real life. I'm just kidding.
Totally great.
I'm totally
That was
joking. Okay, so this is gonna be my plan a little bit. I'm gonna give you my inside of my mind. This isn't coming out of my voice. I want to break you down so much that your mental state is only okay if you get validation from me. So I'm gonna manipulate a little bit. Yeah. Oh, your hair's different.
This is the first time you've seen her.
Yeah, but I saw her in the pictures.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. I just got it
You had
done.
an alt-right buzzhead in the pictures.
All right, Buzzhead. Got some extensions.
Oh, okay.
A balayage.
Did you get the swastika removed?
The swastika. Yeah, it's a lotus now.
This says a lot about you that you matched with her.
Yeah, no, this is
Yeah.
all bad.
Yeah, this
I thought I
is
could
bad on
change
you.
I'm having a really hard time role playing in this role, to be honest.
You're like, I'm so uncomfortable.
You don't like being an alt-right skinhead on a first date in a
swastika?
BJ's?
I thought it was
We're at Chili's. We're at Chili's.
You could have sworn we switched it because
You
of the
said-
sexual
you said
innuendo of the
Chili's.
restaurant name.
You said it was too soon.
I gotta be honest. 5 minutes isn't even close to up. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, no.
Are you, do you think that you're able to, when you go on first dates, now that you have a little bit of money in life, right? Like things aren't
Well, he said a little bit.
more money than you had
More money than originally.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
How about that?
If you find it, let me know.
Like, do you feel like it's easier or more difficult to connect with new people now?
Yeah, now that you're rich as hell. Do you connect with the common people?
No. I try not to look at them at all. I wear shades on, and if they look at me,
No
I
direct eye contact.
spit at them. But no, it's easy because now it's so great to be able to. Okay, so when I used to go out, I genuinely.
You're 27. Who says that at 27?
No. When I used to go out with friends, and then we all go to a restaurant.
Okay.
I would every single time, and I probably hadn't eaten that day. I would be like, oh, I already ate, so because I couldn't afford $10 at the time. So right now, even going on a date feels like a win because I could pay for both meals. Like I feel great. Like I want to date myself at that point. I'm like, who's this
When I
rich
just
guy
said you
at
have a little
this
bit of money,
Chili's?
you looked at me like I had 3 heads, and now you're talking about paying for not but 1 but 2 meals. Okay, that's
Chili's,
gross.
2 for $25.
Right, and you have to buy 2 to get the 1, so I get it. Anyway, go back.
I forgot. Well, yes, I do relate to people. I feel like.
Do you like, but is it easier or is it more difficult?
No.
Trying to find some growth here for you, Zach.
Yeah, trying to find some character development.
No, let me do the finding.
Okay. Well, get your hands on it then. Find this growth, big boy. Okay. Yeah, I mean, no. I feel like I try to stay. Yes, I'm rich and amazingly hot and famous and all of these words.
6'3".
6'3", got a cock like a horse. But what I will say is I do relate to people because of my past of being poor, like some people to my left.
Right.
Probably Cameron's right.
Yeah, but and let's remember they did share the same hostel. So
Right.
Yeah.
Also,
But
still
one of
live
us-
together.
Yes, you're right. I should fix that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he really
Could
should.
he stay here? Could I stay here, actually? This is way better than what we
Beautiful
have.
house.
Yeah. Nothing makes you feel worse about yourself than walking into someone's house and there's 2 doors to get in. And you're like, oh, all right. This is one for us.
I never even thought about that. 2 doors to get in.
right.
Yeah.
And they're both like sequentially
Quite
locked.
secure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, this house is basically placed on the sidewalk. So even though
That
it's
is true.
not like
Yeah,
it's
it's
not like
the
a door that
slums.
you
Because
really
you built
need.
a house that fits the entire fucking lot.
I just want to be very
with
clear
square
that I did not build this.
Oh, I was
just
like,
You paid
oh
other
my
people to.
God.
No. I paid the people who paid the people.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's layers to
So a
this.
lot more money.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna crack. I'm gonna dive into this a little bit more.
Please do.
I've heard something that I think piques my interest, especially knowing how far you've come, and that's. And correct me if I'm wrong.
This is my favorite fun fact about Jack. You're just right here.
You've got a little bit of a kink for self-help books.
I love a good self-help book.
If you stopped talking right there, that's all you needed to get a girl.
Let's
I love a good self-help
That's all
book.
it takes.
Yes,
By the way,
that's all it
let's
takes.
stop right now. Let's
We're
we're
not
gonna role play. Ready? We're gonna role play, and you're gonna not fuck this up. Ready?
Okay,
This is
well.
gonna be the clip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard you really like self-help books.
Baby girl, come help yourself then. Sorry.
God damn it.
I don't
We were
know what
so
to
close.
do, dude.
We were
I'm
so
listening.
close.
I'm listening.
We were
What
so
am I
close.
reading right now?
Let's talk about Lou Gehrig.
Let's talk about Luke Eric, the Iron Horse, huh?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
And now a word from one of our favorite sponsors, MeUndies. I love MeUndies. Seriously, there is nothing worse than having an uncomfortable anything on, especially underwear. It's like at that point, why even wear anything at all?
Yep.
Why?
Yep, that.
Okay. But with MeUndies, you never have to worry about that because not only are they so incredibly comfy, but they also come in such cute designs. With the holidays coming up, I have been trying to hide my festiveness. It's only November. But when wearing my MeUndies, I can hide the fact that I have Christmas lights and a rhino wearing a Christmas sweater hidden under my jeans.
Which should be in everyone's closet.
Which is a necessity.
I don't know if everyone knows this, but rhinos actually look even better in Christmas sweaters.
Duh.
Yeah, little known fact. MeUndies makes the softest fabrics you ever put on your body. Quite the statement, and they'll back it up. So you can also sit on your couch all day or go out and live your comfiest life. Once you try their undies, socks, bralettes, and loungewear, you will never go back. Choose from a range of limited edition prints, colors, and sizes from extra small to 4XL. You can also sign up for their free-to-join MeUndies membership, where you get a monthly subscription that sends new styles right to your door. Plus, enjoy up to 30% off on virtually everything they make, free shipping and returns on every order, early access to new launches, and exclusive members-only sales.
MeUndies has a great offer for our listeners. For any first-time purchasers, you get 20% off plus free shipping and returns. To get 20% off your first order, free shipping, and a 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/wild. That's MeUndies.com/wild. So we have long ago put our class days behind us, but our next sponsor has recently sparked something in me that wants to return. Masterclass is accessible on your phone, web, or smart TV, offering classes on a wide variety of topics, all taught by world-class instructors at the top of their fields. Each class is broken out into individual video lessons, usually about 10 minutes long, which is literally perfect for my attention span, which is about 10.1 minutes long.
Yeah, okay.
With Masterclass, you can learn from the world's best minds anytime, anywhere, and at your own pace. You can learn how to write a song from John Legend, improve your cooking skills from Gordon Ramsay, or learn the art of negotiation from Chris Voss. With over 180 classes from a range of world-class instructors, the thing you've always wanted to do is closer than you think.
I have listened to Chris Voss's negotiation class probably 3 times.
Is that why you're such a good negotiator?
Yes, that's exactly
Thank you,
what.
Master Class.
I feel like sometimes when we're arguing, you might say maybe anti-thank you, Chris Voss, for that one, but needless to say, it was effective.
Mr. Voss?
I'm also not going to lie, I'm taking a little bit of a peek at the Gordon Ramsay class at the moment because I'm trying to become a master chef.
Jeremy has been a barbecue whiz lately.
And the class is very entertaining. I've learned a lot of new, ways to do some probably otherwise simple things that people already knew, but needless to say, I'm becoming quite the cook. There are so many classes to choose from and 11 different categories. You're bound to find something that piques your interest as well. I highly recommend you check it out. This holiday, give 1 annual membership and get 1 free. I gave one to my mom last year, actually.
That's right.
That's
right.
And she loved it. Go to masterclass.com/wild today. That's masterclass.com/wild. Terms apply.
Oh my God. Okay, this guy, 2,300 straight games, was it?
Happening right
17 seasons this guy was in the major leagues. I mean, this guy, he didn't drink, he didn't smoke, he showed up and he played baseball. Did you know when he finished, they scanned his hands and he had 17 fractures in his fingers because he'd broken every finger, but he never mentioned it and never missed a game. And then one time, a pitcher hit him in the head because this was before they had helmets, and he got knocked out cold for 5 minutes, went to the emergency room, and the pitcher was jokingly said, I guess the streak is over because he'd been in so many games. And he played the next day and hit 3 triples.
And so you're reading about that level of tenacity, dedication.
Yeah.
And how are you channeling that?
Oh, I've got a lot of stuff behind the scenes. I've got a lot of stuff
He
behind the
does
scenes.
have a lot of stuff behind the
You
scenes.
guys are probably like, oh, this is guy. Oh, he makes a wiener joke here. Oh, he says he's an ally. Blah blah blah. This guy, I mean,
This guy is opening doors.
I mean, like a floodgate, like a 2 lesbian scissor, and I mean, I'm greasing it up,
Okay.
as the kids say. Yeah,
They don't know.
what?
no.
Yeah,
Well, they're
no.
both
You're like, I
moist
don't.
and doing that.
No.
The funny thing is, okay, if you ever want to be his parents in rock, paper, scissors, they go for the same thing every time. Anyway, what I will say is,
I want to know how long was he sitting on that?
But
one?
also, like, how many times have you told that joke? Be honest.
that was the first time I've ever said that.
Jared's like thinking
He
through the
does different
trauma.
iterations. He does different iterations of the scissoring joke.
Thank you.
That was the first, I think, rock, paper, scissors joke. So,
Might I say the most clever? Thank you. It's for your podcast.
No, it was so good that I was like, how many times you said that? Come
Right.
on, let me be honest.
It was too good.
It was so good.
that was like a comedian's like stand-up set. You're
Yeah.
like, this is polished.
Yeah.
And I do get in my own head a couple of times, a little bit.
I'm sure.
I do.
We're getting real now.
Because right now I feel like I've overshadowed Jared. I feel like I've talked a lot this podcast. I made it about myself.
Oh,
And
we're gonna get into him. Don't you worry.
okay. No, I just feel bad. I didn't
Love
want,
bombers.
now?
We'll get to you.
Right now, no, right now.
this is all me.
We're talking about self-help, Lou Gehrig, and what you're doing with it.
So I read this. So this is what I do. I read a self-help book during the day. I like to start my mornings by that. And at night, I have the audiobook version.
Okay.
And that's what I use to fall asleep is I'll re-listen to the same chapter so I make sure I have it.
So you read it?
Are you
And then
being
listen again?
fucking for real right
I
now?
swear, it's on my phone right now. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's that like
This
neurotic.
is, like you understand like how not in line this is with the rest of your
You are
personality,
going,
right?
I mean, this is going to just like there's going to be a girl who hears this and only hears this.
That's what I'm saying. Like
And
this
ignores
is how you get
Okay. If we actually want to peel back the layers, like the amount of like you can speak to more of what I do on a daily basis of like how like paranoid I am about, I guess, just elevating my mind. I mean, that sounds very pretentious.
What do you mean
but-
paranoid about what? That what's gonna happen?
I don't know if paranoid is
Yeah,
the
that's
right
the wrong
word.
word,
You're
but-
just like you're like fixated on it. Like you're constantly in a state of wanting
Selfishly curious.
to selfishly curious.
That sounds like a pod name.
Yeah.
that sounds like a great
Like you
pod
are
name.
obsessed with it for
Steal
you,
that.
but you are curious in a way that is like, I just must be better than I am now always. And I'm uncomfortable thinking about how I'm not better than I already am right now.
That's
I'm
perfect.
very calculated in the
Yeah.
way that I know that this persona is going to open doors into.
This persona?
Yes, so
Okay.
like that. This is what's built like
Believe
the
it or
TikTok
not.
for now, and that's opened the doors to me getting like an agent at Untitled, and then I wrote a comedy script that I've been sitting on this whole time, and this whole persona was to help build that comedy script that I want to get a director on, and then I was able to get a big director on it because of the open door, and then he liked me in the room, and then I was able to get with like this big production company to like. Like there's a lot of layers to what I do, and it's very calculated, and it actually gets a little scary, and it makes me think I'm
Very
a
calculated.
Makes me think I'm a psychopath at times.
He's calculated to a point and like knows everything to a T. Like he analyzes everything in his life to where when we have conversations, he knows exactly what I'm going to say before I say it.
Well, he's the same thing.
No,
over
that's
and over.
just him having ADD and not being able to wait until it comes out of your
Okay.
fucking
Oh,
mouth.
this was. Wait, tell him the best comment we ever got on the podcast about you.
Oh, fuck off. Okay, this is so true though.
I feel like it was what you're about to say really nice, so I feel like it's gonna be nice.
No.
Oh, it's not.
No, it's not like mean in a sense. It's just true. They were like the best thing about Jared is that you can skip 15 seconds in the podcast and not miss anything, just because I talk really slow, and I do. I don't
but
know
that's
why.
okay.
It
I
is
don't
okay.
know why, but I do.
That's
anyway,
why we make it. We're fire and ice, baby boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys get something special here.
Oh, thank you.
And I am going to get back into this movie thing, but the whole special thing is I do want to know because you're stone cold sober.
Yes.
Like sober.
Yeah.
And you're not.
No.
There has to be stories about you.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
babysitting.
Oh my gosh! Speak a word and I'll take a tooth out. Yeah, you're not gonna be woodchuck chucking anymore. Okay, listen. So, dude, me and him fight.
Okay, wait. Can I say a word to like accentuate
I'm
the
gonna
story?
break your nose, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Continue.
Take
Okay,
a risk.
then.
Take a risk. Jared, do it.
Take a risk.
Oh, I'm taking a risk. Are you taking a fucking kidding
He
me?
already can't breathe
Jump off.
anyway. He's
Jump off.
like, oh, I
It'll
can finally
probably
get my
fix
TV
it, yeah.
septum fixed. Continue. Okay. So Jared and I find ourselves in weird places. One time we were at a Sway Boy like TikTok
yeah.
party.
Yeah.
And like besides wanting to kill
Also, I want to be very clear that you as a TikToker, that's not that weird.
Yeah.
Like you realize
say
that, right?
as if it's like, we can't believe we're here.
that's quite
The whole
on
fucking
brand
point
for
of
that
why you're in LA.
persona.
Otherwise, you could do what you're doing in fucking
Ah.
Nevada.
The Sway Boy
but
house.
but we're not hitting the whoa on the app, all right? It was a little strange for us to be there. Just because I don't like parties and things of that nature. Sorry if you guys thought I was putting down a Sway Boys. No, they hit the well better than anybody else. And I guess anyway.
Stop. Sorry, no, you're going. Stop. Continue. Go.
Okay.
Go.
Okay. So
You do have a lawyer on retainer, right?
hell no. Jared,
No one's going to take him.
just take down his email, send it. We'll put it straight to trash. Okay. So we're at this party, and then Jared, he doesn't know when to stop when it comes to alcohol.
Do you want another one, by the way?
Huh?
You want another one, by
I'm
the way?
still sipping on this one. Thank you.
He at
learned.
this point it's the end of the night. We're all leaving. He is blackout blitzed, and I can't really find him at several points. And I'm like, Jared. He's like, Marco, and I'm like, Polo, dude. I'm like, turn around.
By the way, adorable. Can you imagine if that was like your thing? Like, Marco.
Oh, wait. I've got two stories. Okay.
What is the second story?
You pipe down.
And so we're walking outside, and Jared's not there yet. He's coming out of the party, and these two girls are on like the side of the
side of the
side of the
road.
road. They're like, "Will you take me back to my house? It's like 5 minutes down the street." And I'm like, "No." I'm like, "I don't know you. I know it's not 5 minutes down the street. I'm gonna be driving to
Yeah. You're going to get in and go,
Yeah,
wait, Rancho Cucamonga.
yeah." And they're like, and I was like, "No." And
Jesus Christ.
yeah, there's two of them, and I was like,
Everyone
"No."
can go back to audio.
You just head back
Just
right on over to audio. The
head over
first
to
time in our
Spotify,
podcast history
Apple,
we've said,
Podbean.
get off the video.
You don't need video.
And Jared comes down, and I'm walking towards the truck. I'm like, Jared, this way. And the girls hit him up. They're like, "Hey, can you take us back to?" He's like, and
weak
Jared's
point.
like, "Oh yeah, my best friend Zach is the best driver I've ever met in my entire life. He'll be happy to take you home." And I'm like, "No." I said, "Jared, no." He's like, "Zach, you're coming with us." And I was like, "Please, God, no."
Like the leprechaun struck gold.
And meanwhile, our other friend kind of runs out of the party. He's like, "We got girls coming with us." And I was like, "All right, I'll take you guys home." And we're walking down this long road, and the girls, she goes, "I gotta pee." And then Jared goes, "We've gotta save the damsels." And I was like, "I don't even know what that means." And he's like, "Stand around him. Stand around
We'll
him.
form a wall.
But don't look at their coochies." And I was like, "We weren't going to, Jared." And they start peeing on the street and just pee on our shoes. And I'm just looking at Jared. I'm like,
that's reckless.
that's reckless.
No,
Jared.
no. Stop. That's brotherhood.
Thank you.
What? They're peeing on our shoes
That's
after
trauma
someone I didn't want to
bonding.
take
Zach,
home.
all I would do is just put that in your pocket and say, Jared, what is your plan to make this equal?
Jared picked it up off the ground and went, "Holy water."
No, shut up.
He said, "I am christened." Stop. Okay, so they're like, "All right, I got my panties up." And they're like halfway up, they're like waddling to the car. I'm like, "Okay, where do you live?" They're like, "Let me put in the BPS." And I was like, "Sick, 30 minutes." And now I'm driving.
Got off easy.
Now I'm driving in my truck that gets 12 miles to the gallon. I'm fuming. They're like, "Put on Tupac, let's run."
It was
I'm
so
like, I know one of these
random.
white
This
girls.
Uber sucks.
I'm like, I know when these white girls about to say the N-word, and I'm gonna kick him out of my car. And then meanwhile, Jared's in the back, and you can tell he's trying to hide it. He's like, and he's like hiding himself.
Oh, Jared.
Jared had thrown up all over himself and my truck, and he's just covered in chunks, but he's trying to hide it from the women.
Jared Bailey.
And he's like, and I'm like, they're too drunk to see it. They're like, "We love you back," and they're not even singing the words right. They just keep saying, "I love you back," and I was like, "Sick, dude."
Did they become like another accent there for just a
Yeah,
moment
no.
there?
We don't know.
There's so many ethnicities happening here. It gets very confusing.
Oh yeah.
But they were
I
definitely
tried to
white.
stay ambiguous. Oh yes, they were white
And real quick,
girls.
1 to 10, where are we at?
On him a drunk
Couldn't
scale.
tell. 12 at that
He
point.
thought he was in Ohio in his bed.
And we're adding them together, I assume.
Yeah.
So we finally get to the place where the girls drop off, and then our friend looks back. I have videos if you want.
No,
And,
you're not sending these
Insert clip
videos.
here.
And I was going to say, let's go to the clip.
He's got throw up all over him, and the guy looks back and he goes, "Jared's gonna die. He needs to throw up." And I was like, he's clearly already thrown up. He's like, no, Jared, I'm here with you, brother. I'm a soldier. I'll pull trig right now. So he's in the front seat of my truck. Just, I'm like, "Don't throw up in my truck, dude. He's already done it." He's like, "No, if I throw up, he will. It's for the brotherhood." I was like, "Stop." And then I finally pushed him out of the car, and he starts throwing up outside of the car.
Oh, thank
Other
God,
guy?
though.
Yeah. And then,
You're
He
telling
was,
me,
no, but that was self-induced.
yeah, he's making himself throw up to
Yeah.
make Jared feel more comfortable
fuck are
about
you guys hanging out with?
Oh, and then the guy like gets
best.
back in the
This-
car.
this
and
is all starting to make a
he
lot
has
more
throw
sense.
up on his shoes, and he's like, "Should I go try to bone her?" And I'm
No,
like, "Dude,
shut up.
no, not you, the other guy."
Yeah, the other guy, the other guy.
You didn't know where you were, so you can't even act like, "Oh, I didn't say
You know,
that."
Jared, yeah, no one was worried about you boning anybody.
Okay, yeah.
So I have to take this other guy home, and then we finally get back to my place, and it's like he wanted to interior decorate my car with just like lunchroom food.
Oh.
It is everywhere it's ever been. It's inside. He rolled down the window, so it's like in the cracks and all the way down the side. And I open the car and he's just out of it drooling. And he's like, I did it everywhere. And I was like, I know, dude. And I was like, you're going to clean this tomorrow. And there's still throw up chunks in
my best.
Your best is taking one napkin. And
That's not true.
Apparently,
I went down there with like 3 different cleaners.
You
I thought
apparently
you were
were
going to say 3 napkins.
Yeah, I had 3 napkins and half a Tostitos eating at the same time. And apparently went blind for the day because it's still there. And
How many months, years ago was this?
it
this is
seems
probably
like
like
yesterday for me. When was it?
Probably over a year ago.
Wait,
at
can I
this
tell the
point.
other? Okay, you know that was factual.
What is the other story?
The other story.
Yeah, go ahead. This is
And I'd
this
like to
is
point out just real quick, who finished college of the 2 of you?
Well,
Doesn't fucking mean shit.
my mom was very mad that we can get into that later.
Listen, my Donna, your whoever, they both share the same Facebook group, I'm sure. Not thrilled.
No, my mom was not. She's still doing it.
She's still waiting for me to go back.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, Mom, okay.
I'm 30.
I'm 30.
Okay, so this other story, we're in Mexico. And
okay. I know
Jared's
this story.
we've got a bond, we riff with each other, but we've got this brotherly bond that, we'll hug behind closed doors if we're going through something. And Jared, he's blitzed out drunk. He'd just gone through a breakup and he's really going through a hard time.
And real quick, how long was the relationship?
I was going to say,
I need the
please
context. I
tell
need
me
the-
how long the
I need
relationship
context.
This one was 9 months.
9 months.
Okay.
Yeah, so the baby just came out. He's real
Yeah.
sad about it.
Yeah.
But no, he's in like a dark corner, and I'm like, where's Jared? And everybody else is kind of dancing in the kitchen, and he goes, Zach. And I was like, where's that coming from? He goes, Zach. He can't whistle, and then he's like,
Just crackers.
he's like, come over here. And I was like, oh, what's going on? He's just belligerently crying. He's like, Zach, I've been lying to you our entire friendship. And I was like, what happened, dude? He's like, I've been lying to you, my best friend, for no reason. And I was like, Jared, you don't have to lie to me. What happened? He's like,
No.
No.
he's like, I should say, he's like,
Sorry for the audio
he's like, I
listeners.
should
I know. It's like, I need no more of that.
he's like, I just need to tell you something very personal, and I need to tell you right now. And I was like, what's going on, buddy? He goes, look me in the eyes. I said, and he goes, you know how I always told you my favorite color is yellow?
Stop.
He's like, you know how I always told you that? It's green.
No.
It's been green the whole time. I don't know why. And he's like, you always saw me as a light of optimism, and I always thought the yellow was more perceived as optimism, so I just told you it was yellow to fit my persona. And I was like, dude, go take a nap. We're not dealing with this right now.
Jared, rebuff this.
Wait, instead,
I can't.
Instead, someone in the friend group jokingly called him an anti-vaxxer. I don't even remember why. He got so mad. He scaled the building. It's on top of the roof, and he's like, I'm gonna end it. And I was like, dude, we can't even get Spotify. I can't even play Jumper right now. And eventually we got him down, but he literally had to scale the building. He was thinking about ending it because someone called him an anti-vaxxer after he figured out his favorite color was actually green, that he was apparently lying to me about. Is that-
Tequila?
Oh, a lot of stuff. Yeah.
You like how he doesn't refute anything? He goes,
Not one part of that was hyperbole. Just the whole thing was true.
I mean, maybe the burping. I don't really burp that much.
exactly. He's like, first of all, my body noises are kept to myself. all
I raised
right?
by 2 moms. Belch
That
you?
is
Not a thing.
rude.
Not a chance.
Okay, so let's just crack this onion open, all right?
Okay. Yeah.
So, Jared, when you met Zach,
yes.
what were your thoughts? Like, is this gonna be my best friend? I hate this guy.
No.
You know how it ended up. Like,
Yeah.
spoiler alert, but like, how did it start here?
I didn't hate him by any means. I don't think I have the capacity.
You gotta love when that's the
capacity to
descriptor.
hate anyone.
Yeah, I feel like
Okay.
you really don't.
But I didn't think I was like, I'm gonna be best friends with this guy.
But you
know?
liked him enough to start lying about fundamental things like favorite colors.
No, I don't think it's about Zach though. I think that's a
That
Jared
was,
thing.
Yeah, that was
That
just
was in
about
general.
me because like I had built my whole like persona around it, like and even like down to like my music and stuff, like whatever persona I like that it was all color coded yellow and shades of that and
Oh,
stuff.
wow, that's-
so like it was going deep, and then
Yeah.
I was like, I don't even like this color, and like I was buying yellow clothes anyway, so.
I was buying yellow clothes.
But so it wasn't like I was lying to him specifically. I was lying to myself. And I finally came to terms with that, and I had to tell somebody. And he's the closest person,
And you picked
know.
Zach
Who
Justice.
goes on podcasts and roasts me alive for it.
No,
So
that's the only redeeming part.
I recounted
no.
it. I don't know if I roasted you alive.
That's
You should
also
choose
true.
the
Exposed.
less sober friend, I feel like, to admit those
Yeah.
deep, dark secrets
Yeah.
too. Yeah, because
Yeah.
he
Also-
remembers in such clear detail.
Very clear.
But like, pick better things to lie about.
Well,
I
that's
also have
the
a video
thing.
on this too.
There are
You are the
videos.
friend that's just, yeah, you like green?
No.
Tell me more.
100%. He goes, this is gonna make a great TikTok. And then
I never posted it because I just told the story, but
we've
maybe I'll
also-
post
yeah.
it. All right, never mind.
All right.
I just saw him go, it's like $600 at least there. Yeah.
I'm not on the creator fund. Anyway, keep going.
So,
Shocker.
but he was the only like normal one out of all of the guys.
That says
A lot.
so much about the.
So he was the one that I naturally kind of gravitated towards.
Right.
Not sexually.
What?
Not sexually.
No, not sexually. And so that was like, so when we eventually moved out of, because like all the other ones were either like crazy or we got along, but like we weren't like friends, you know?
You said, hey guys, this place sucks. Do you want to come move into a place that we just faked a credit check for
Yeah.
with us?
Just me. He had enough money. He had a real stable job.
The
I was
job
jealous.
in question
I do want to get some jobs. Let's talk about
Yeah,
some
we do,
jobs.
yeah.
The
Okay,
job in
okay.
question was an internship that was $500 a week, and I was working like 60 to 80 hours a week.
Oh my God.
And so
Young
when
creative.
you're breathing in the bread holder just to like get at some calories, $500 a week is insane.
Yeah.
okay, but that is the reason I had to.
And you know
it's
what
not
he did? You know what this
livable.
little pookie did to me?
It's not livable
So
in LA.
I drove him somewhere, and holy hell, this is how I knew.
Heck.
I got to be honest. Just let it happen. It's
I don't know why you fight it. Yeah, exactly.
This is why I knew we were going to be something. You know, he did something so nice for me. I drove him somewhere, and he bought me a Domino's pizza.
Get
one
outta
night.
here.
Like one night, he's like, "Hey, for driving me, I bought you this $6 Domino's pizza," and it meant a lot to me. I called my mom and told her, I was like, "This guy bought me a pizza."
She was
Pepperoni.
like, she's like, please, we talked about this. Don't call back until you're doing something with your life.
yeah,
Until
exactly.
you've graduated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do something. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a bit random, but I'm not going to play the video. I want to talk about the chipmunk story.
Okay, sorry. I want to apologize to all of the county. Okay, so yeah, the most famous TikTok or the most famous chipmunk on TikTok follows me. Not a big deal. It's a huge deal. And there was a video of it stuffing a bunch of nuts in its mouth, and I commented at the time. This was the past me. This reminds me a lot.
A lot of
This is past
growth
me.
Past
since
me.
then.
This
I
is
was
past
like,
it.
this reminds me a lot of my ex.
So
That's why-
this was yesterday. You left this comment yesterday.
ago.
could have been weeks.
Yeah.
And the whole thing was the squirrel had, or the chipmunk had a bunch of nuts in its mouth.
We get the joke.
The
Yeah.
dog,
Yeah.
And,
Tells
you know,
tells
it,
itself.
it wasn't purposely on any ex, but her, she saw it and she texted me about it. So I was like, I'll make a TikTok about it. And then
As one does.
As one does.
As one does.
But turns out I'm the only one that's in my field in the town I lived in, and everyone else knows each other. So once that video, like that's the only famous thing that kind of happened to that town was that
Right.
one TikTok about chipmunk.
Well, you say field, and they're talking about fields.
Yeah, exactly. And the squirrel or the chipmunk video went all over the town, and people were basically wanting to pitchfork me, like, you don't call this sweet gal saying she's got nuts in her mouth. I was
Right.
like, I didn't say it was her. I said my ex, and you know she took the joke well. And I had friends call me and just get really mad at me.
This was KKK town.
Yeah, so this is the
This
town
is
that has
okay.
the KKK
Okay, the
celebrations.
KKK was not.
It was a
part of it.
one-time thing.
It wasn't part of the town.
When the KKK goes, there's a fucking line, and you don't cross it.
I was the people
Oh,
of
yeah,
that
you
town.
fucked up.
The people in the town were going against the KKK because they came in the town to do the rally.
Oh, okay, got it.
Because if they did a rally in their own
Dude,
town,
recruiting.
people would find them.
Right.
Got
No,
it.
not recruiting. Anti-recruiting. Also,
Got it.
have you guys ever heard of cow patty bingo? Have we already talked about that?
One more time.
Okay, the what?
Cow patty bingo. Okay, so I talk about this all the time.
Are you saying cow petting?
cow patty?
Cow patty.
And let's be clear, that's not what you just said the last two times. Cow patty?
Yeah.
Is it cow patty bingo?
Well, we say fast down the side of the cap out of bingo.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so you rent a middle school football field, usually in middle school, and you paint lines on it, almost like a checkerboard.
Right.
It kind of looks with numbers in the middle of the checkerboard, but it's a lot more spaces. And then there's almost a town fair, like a tailgate around these tons of checkerboards with numbers, and you go pay someone a certain amount of money. It's like, I want 13, I want 48, I want 14. You put a cow in the field, and wherever the cow poops on whatever number square you bought, you win all the money.
We could do this with our dogs tomorrow.
Let's do it.
That's
That's a video.
So much fun.
That's so fun. Also, Zach, I need you to move your right hand like 15% less. I was like, what is that in our frame? And it's just your
Oh
hand.
no. I've ruined the entire cinema.
Way to go.
I was like, what is
I told you
that?
we should
Entire
switch sides.
cinema.
I'll hold my hands so I don't use them.
I'm so pissed that I wasn't able to because somebody ruined it. I was supposed to introduce you as the CEO of Zinc Originals because I did find your LinkedIn. And 13 years later, you are still listed as the CEO
Well,
of
I
Zinc
think
Originals.
that's what I'm going to name my S Corp.
Really?
Oh, you have to.
Yeah.
That's kind of iconic, actually.
You have to.
There's a
That's where
chance-
it all started.
Just real quick, I know this, you don't care about this, but the last 13 years that company's probably been open, you probably have not paid any taxes for it. And so if you then now make that new company profitable, you might have to do a little bit of back tax kind of thing. I just want to throw that out there.
Ooh.
I will not.
Yeah, you might want to reconsider
Nope,
that one.
I'm doing it. I'm going to fight tooth and nail to the end.
Okay, also on the topic of cow patty bingo, I've had this conversation on a few different podcasts, and I love hearing people's answers. When was the last time you shit your pants?
I deleted that question because I thought there's no chance that's going to come up. And
Cow patty bingo.
you've now added it back in.
I also just watched a TikTok about it the other day from someone else. Go ahead.
This
that's
actually
a great
used to
question.
be Grace Helbig's question. She used to
Yes.
do it every single time
Oh
back
my
in
God.
the day.
Yes.
People act like I don't know. I know.
That we just saw a little bit of the calculation right there.
Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this, I always, because when I was little, I used to listen to her show, and I always get sad because I had never done it.
You've
I
never
have
shit your
never
pants?
felt so old of you being like, when I was little, I
Yeah, he
used to
sucks.
watch her show. Oh my God, I'm a fucking fossil.
How old are you?
29?
I'm 27.
No, I know, but like
And after
when
that
I was
first date,
little,
it could still work.
I just think I just meant like middle school, high school.
Yeah.
I think I just say that. I'm not thinking like 4. I'm like,
no, I
Grace
was like,
Helbig,
what the-
you know?
where the like,
She's the best.
so you're
Now
sad
she's
you,
dating Elliot Morgan from SourceFed.
They're married.
Yeah. You remember Steve Zaragoza? That was like my favorite channel back in the day, SourceFed.
Wow.
I go on that for hours.
Wow.
Georgia did not have much entertainment.
Anyway, Jared,
Company
do you have
bingo.
a pant shitting story you'd like to share?
I feel like
I
Jared-
feel like you
Jared,
kind of
you strike me as the
yeah,
kind of guy
you
that
strike me as the kind
shit
of
your
guy.
pants.
Oh, what if we just put you in a field?
Well,
Get
first of
blackout
all,
drunk.
go to hell. Haven't shit my pants recently. The last time, though, was on a cruise when I was a child
Okay, fair.
in
They don't call children 17.
the ball pit.
Damn,
You're
you always
that fucking
hear
kid.
about that
And real
happening.
quick, you are the kind of guy who has the best friend who shits in the ball pit. And that,
That checks out for
How
you.
does that make you feel?
Yeah.
How does it make you feel that you're that?
by the way, this,
I
own it.
don't love this for either
no,
of you.
this is a match made in absolute Hollywood heaven.
Oh, we are the perfect buddy cop system.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah.
It's
So
like,
true.
He's like the fun-loving, like
Resting
smiley
happy
guy.
face.
I'm
Yeah.
like the guy that's dead inside and tries to make jokes to overcompensate, and we work. But what really makes me mad is like off camera we'll like dig at each other and he comes back at me, but on camera if I dig at him he won't, so I look like an a-hole.
Right.
And it's dude, that is so manipulative.
He felt it. I look like an a-hole.
I was gonna say, that was the
Filters
one
himself
specific
there.
word.
Yeah.
My mom watches with no cussies.
Yeah.
No
Big
cussies.
buddy hole over here.
Yeah, my d-hole.
So, all right, let's talk about the thing that realistically we probably should have talked about the first 20 minutes because that would have been the one thing that women, I think, at this project that listen to the podcast have been like, oh, some value here.
Okay.
You talked about this. Well, actually, you brought it up, and then we,
As he does, yeah.
As he does.
and we ripped it out of you on the podcast that everyone should be watching from last week on your channel. You're a serial dater, but also a. You want to say it?
I wouldn't consider myself a serial
wanna say
dater, but
Jared,
Lauren,
Jared, you love bomb.
okay, that is a new term that I was made aware of.
He called himself the kamikaze coochier. I didn't know what that meant.
Shut up.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
But
Did you say my name?
Wait, can you explain again what a love bomber is?
By the way, just it took me about 7 seconds to get to that one.
I know that. I feel like no one gave that enough air. Yeah. There wasn't enough air.
It's more of a queef, but yeah. Go ahead.
Stop.
Can we get an Urban Dictionary definition of love bomb? I want to make sure we cover all the bases
Oh,
here.
we're recording this, Jared. Holy, the things we've said. The things I've said.
In 6K raw, it's going to be great.
6K raw.
Usually only get 6
Raw?
inches raw.
God.
I knew you saying raw was just going to pivot there. I knew it.
Love bombing. When someone tells you they love you after a short period of dating or not dating at all, drawing in the person to manipulate them to make, oh God, Jared, drawing in the person to manipulate them to make them think that they're cared for right before you break
I
their
feel like
heart.
you don't manipulate on purpose.
No, it's definitely never on purpose.
But you love them on purpose.
Okay, so
No.
You give lots of love on purpose.
I give lots of love on purpose.
Right. There we go.
Because
There
I
we go.
genuinely, like in that moment, I feel it.
Love hard,
and
love
it's-
fast.
Yes.
Can I challenge Zach actually here? Zach, can you describe your friend
I'm going to know exactly what happened.
in the nicest, most positive possible way possible as to
Look
why
at
he
Jared
does
getting
this?
ready for this.
What you know
exactly why he does this.
Yeah, give it to us.
Okay, so when Jared was younger,
Oh, here we go.
he had body dysmorphia.
Okay.
He was 230, 240 pounds.
Were you really, Jared?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I lost it all my senior year of high school.
In his words, a lot of women didn't look his way, so he never felt valued. So now, in today's day and age, anytime he gets that validation from a woman, it gets flooded with infatuation because he thinks, oh, she likes me, like finally, like somebody likes me, so I'm gonna like them and love them as hard as I can. And then he realizes over the course of it, once the infatuation has diminished, that what he feels now is not exactly what he needs. And now that the butterfly effect is away, or the butterflies in his stomach is away, the cupcake stage is away, he then focuses on what he needs emotionally. And those women sometimes don't fulfill that, or there's a distance between it that doesn't usually fulfill it. And then he kind of realizes, oh, I don't feel the same way that I thought I did at the beginning of the romanticizing everything.
Yesterday.
I thought you were going to roast him, but that was very.
That was
Yeah.
I do a lot of,
insightful
I do
on
a-
point.
Ladies, he reads self-help books.
I gotta be honest, that's the most dangerous thing Zach just did. Everyone's now back on.
Oh, no,
His DMs are going to be filled.
Yeah.
have you read
yeah.
the book How Not to Die Alone? Like the romance.
No.
Neither have I read nor listened nor both that book.
I love relationships. You know, I host a relationship podcast. I'm a goofy young boy, but
It's a goofy goober.
I was going to say Goofy Goober, yeah.
I do like the psyche of human beings and kind of analyzing everything and trying to get into a better place. I'm still working on this little noggin, but he's doing better. Come here.
So fair.
Yeah, no, he's
Spot on, nailed it.
spot on, you know. And like the thing is, when I come to that realization point, you know, it's varied from like how long it's taken. You know, it's been weeks before, it's been months and whatnot. But I do feel like it's not like heartless, you know.
Yeah,
like the last like
it's like good intentions.
Yeah, exactly. Like the last situationship that I was in that I ended, I legitimately, after I watched her drive out of our garage for the last time, I sat down there and cried for like 30 minutes.
But that's because he knew the cameras were on, and if he ever needed to pull footage,
Yeah. Get the receipts. That's smart.
no, he is a very empathetic breaker-upper, where he feels deeply. I think almost you're more emotional in that point because of what they're feeling in the current moment rather than what exactly you are.
So you don't ghost.
No, I don't
Okay.
go.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's respectable.
And so he brings up a good point. I'm very empathetic. And so what they're feeling, I'm feeling. And then on top of that, I'm feeling like the guilt of breaking up with somebody. And I'm not saying like I feel it more than them or anything, but it does
They
weigh.
get blindsided. Like a week before, he's like in Malibu on a picnic with roses he got from Peru
Spending his last
because
Like they think
$13.
that they just found their husband.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
It was so funny because he's like, the last one, he's like, so I think I'm going to break up with her. But she did just mention she wanted me to meet her mother.
Jared.
And I was like, oh, buddy, nice. And it's so funny because he's in so deep. And every single time I can see her from the outside, I'm like, no, you don't like her. And he's like, no, she's actually really fun to be with and really nice. And I was like, sick, but you don't like her.
This is also
really nice. That was so accurate.
This is also part of it is that, you know, I trust, believe it or not, I trust Zach more than anyone in my life. And so when he weighs in on something, and he's very good at looking things like logistically and logically. And so where I'm very emotional, like I lead with my heart, not my head. And so when he tells me
probably
these
got that
things,
tattooed on
Yeah, I was
this
gonna say that we
arm.
have 95 words love tattooed on.
when he tells me these things, he's like, no, this isn't the one or whatever. Like, this isn't good. I refute it in the moment, but it
Afterwards,
weighs on
yeah.
me. And so I start thinking about
Kind
it.
of just like us. I feel like this is great.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just don't have sex. Do you guys have sex?
No.
No.
Nice.
No, not
Oh,
yet.
so we are the same.
Yeah.
We're exactly the same.
You actually might be more sexually active.
Yeah, you guys
than
have
we
actually
are.
probably been closer to each other naked, but that whole bedroom thing.
Yeah,
I've
like
never seen his
he's
penis.
tried to put his hand on my thigh where you have, there's
With
like a wall.
consent.
Yeah,
right
we're
there.
not.
There's no consent.
I brought a DocuSign. Is your email open? Is your AirDrop on?
This is recorded. Okay, so going back to actually question then, because you did a beautiful job of just psychoanalyzing your friend like that. The script that has become more than a script. Is that a serious? Is it comedy? Is it drama?
It's a comedy.
Okay.
Yeah, I've also written a horror. I've written a lot. That's kind of what I do in my spare time. Is just like
Write horror?
write.
Self-help books and write horror.
I self-help books and
Literally
I
Jeffrey
write
Dahmer.
romantic comedies. I love a good rom-com.
Okay.
My favorite movies are The Big Sick and About Time. I don't know if you guys have ever seen them, but just real good flicks if anybody wants to watch them.
So in a world where you could write a #1 movie of any genre, what would it be?
My favorite movies are ones like Whiplash. Have you ever seen that?
Oh, that's a great movie.
It's probably one of my. I love a war movie though. Like Hacksaw Ridge are my favorites.
You're really
Yeah, you're really all over the map here. Yeah.
I love really good. My most recent one I really love was Triangle of Sadness.
Fantastic
If
movie.
a cold shower was a person. Yeah.
What the?
Which is
what is
shocking.
shocking? Is that what you meant by that?
Hard to deal with.
Just
All the
fucking
above.
slaps you over the face with a lot of holy shit.
Yeah.
Like you imagine a first date with him, just like listening to like, yeah, so like I'm in like Hacksaw Ridge, and then like
It's a very weird, like I bounce around. Like one day I'll be doing this silly, goofy mood. The other I'm writing the script. The other one I'm doing like, oh, I just got a few advisory shares in like 3 different companies. And I'm like, and because in those meetings I'm like so
Yeah,
serious.
small flex.
He has to see me. I take him in the living room and I'm like, Jared, don't say a word. No silly, goofy times right now.
they can't know who we are.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
No silly
And,
goofy times.
You feel like Jared's your secret lover you have to hide sometimes?
No, I wish I can. I feel like he has to hide sometimes.
Yeah. And I would hide too, Jared. I would.
yeah. No,
that's
no.
understandable.
I feel like since, as I said 2 times ago, was egotistical, and I apologize.
Okay, so you want to write the best horror and rom-com movies of
Not
all
necessarily
time.
horror. Horror, teen horror is just what sells. It's cheap to make, and it's a good way to get in.
Blumhouse.
Yeah, more of
like
a
the
Ex Machina A24 type.
Those were cheap?
Oh yeah.
No, I'm talking about the wheelhouse of what I want to write. I thought you were talking about like Blumhouse movies, but as far as like what's cheap is like one location.
Right.
So it's a spin on
Pandemic
like
movies.
Barbarian that came out recently.
Was it the Pete Davidson one?
No. Okay. That gave me more, and I also have more questions. And then for you, you're an enigma, Jared.
Am I?
He's great at making music.
Yeah, that's what
Oh,
I'm getting
thank
to.
you.
So you seem to have actually have way more talent than you're allowing the world to see.
I tell you that every day.
He tells me that all the time.
I like as I was cracking open the both of you, it's like a plethora. Like, okay, we got enough. We get what Zach's about. And I'm like, okay, I just every nugget I got of you, Jared, I wanted more.
Oh, thank you. I
Why
appreciate
can't there be more?
Well, I just don't like Zach is a natural in front of the camera and stuff like that, and like in the social media space. And you know, I'm just not there personally. Like podcasting like this, I've gotten used to. It's just because it's like it's a conversation.
Yeah.
I'm here with other people, and so I'm not like alone. But if I'm alone trying to like film content to show off my music, I just can't bust out of my shell.
No, there's nothing more awkward than talking to yourself in front of a camera by yourself. There's
Yeah.
literally nothing more
Yeah,
awkward.
Lauren does it all day, every day by herself. And I question
No,
who the
but
fuck
I
I'm
think
with
about the first
daily.
like fucking 6 years of my content and I want to die. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's like, that's 6 years. So it's like, if you've only been doing TikToks for, however many years, it's like, it takes a lot. You feel like a psychopath. I know you wake up, feel like a psychopath, but I feel like you're comfortable in that. It doesn't feel comfortable.
It just like with Jared, not to like open the Pandora's box too much, but kid has crippling anxiety, and
Yes, sir.
we try
I'm
to
not saying, what do you want? I'm on effects.
Nothing. That's the problem.
I highly recommend Big Pharma.
just razor blades for him. But
A lot of suicide jokes.
what's up?
God.
What is this?
BetterHealth.com/WT9.
Yeah, cut to an ad or
We
whatever.
have to do, this will be the first podcast with trigger warning.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Okay, good. No, we're trying to get him through that. Like on Thursday, I'm having him take a meeting alone for the podcast.
It's scary. It's legitimately scary.
But
And
okay.
it's nothing like even big. I'm just going to ask the guy that's already doing work for us to just do something else. And
That's fucking terrifying. Are you kidding?
Okay, and I asked you this question when you were sitting there shitting yourself, not literally, during your own podcast. What question did I ask?
I don't know.
So he blacked it out.
What are your goals and aspirations with that one?
No.
When was the last time you shit yourself?
No, their podcast. I said, what's the worst thing that could happen right now?
I don't think you did ask that.
No, he did. Because I
Oh.
said we sit here in silence. And and you go, that's not going to happen.
Right.
So what's next?
Right.
You know?
So what is this crippling anxiety? Like, what is this from? What is blocking you from being you?
Body dysmorphia.
Well, that had a lot to do
You're a
with
young,
it.
you're a young, beautiful man now.
But I didn't grow up that way, right?
Okay.
And so I didn't grow up.
You perceived yourself not to grow up that way.
Okay, sure. However you want to phrase it. Either way, I didn't.
Tall, skinny white guy. Shut up.
Yeah, I know. Chiseled jawline. Go to hell. Anyway.
Giant cock.
Enough with the jawline.
Yeah, enough with it. Anyway,
But
sorry.
I didn't grow up building that confidence. And so it hasn't translated into my adulthood and like my career now.
Sure.
And so, yeah, that's pretty much where it stems from. And like you said, it feels cringy and it's awkward and whatever
Yeah,
to like
yeah.
film. And like with TikToks, especially in like retention rates now, like I've cut down the little TikToks that I do to, I just go, here, this is the song I made. Like I say 5 words in the beginning of it and then just play the song.
Yes.
And it takes me, I think, an hour and a half to film that.
This is what I want
This
you.
is the song I made.
Yeah, like I go,
This is the song I made.
But this is what I want you to do. And I think you see your weaknesses. I think you weaponize them against yourself at the moment when I think you need to use them as to your advantage because you can relate in something that I can never do because of the things that make you anxious and because of the things you've been through in your life. You're able to relate to so many people who've been through hardships and in similar, not that I haven't or anybody else, but in similar situations you have that have anxiety. So if you let that anxiety breathe, it gives hope to the people that go through it and that live through that anxiety, that it's possible to create something beautiful and something that you're passionate about while also defeating the demons that come up in your mind every day, you know? And I think that's what I'm trying to get you to, because whenever you go online, you put on this persona of this fake confidence that everyone can see through when it's like, oh, this guy's put on an act. When in reality, it's like, I just want to see Jared who gets jittery, who gets excited, who smiles way too much. And that's because that's way more relatable than you trying to be a guy you're not. And that's what your music is relating to. So when you're putting on this persona of something that your music doesn't match to, why would I care about the music? Because then at that point, it almost feels disconnected and lost. You know?
Okay, wait. I want to push back on something there though. I think that in long format, you've got space and air to do that with. I think with short form, because you're right, you've got about 5 seconds, not even 5 words in 2 seconds before someone scrolls away. So I think in short form stuff like that, it's a lot harder.
Yeah.
Show personality, but I totally agree. Like I'm a walking poster child for mental illness and anxiety. I'm not kidding. I've cried so many times on the internet. Like I have mental break. I've cried on the podcast. Like I've got debilitating anxiety, and I've never gotten more messages and positive feedback than when people are like, "Oh, didn't know you have problems too."
yeah, when you're open and
When
vulnerable.
you're super open about it.
Yeah.
But I understand that like it works better when you've got more space, which almost
Yeah.
seems scarier.
Jared, we want green Jared. We don't want yellow Jared.
I know.
We want
I know.
green Jared.
I want green Jared too. And I'm working on that. And like, I want to kind of go into like the long form space. Like I'm just kind of getting everything together and figuring out how to do, like, I want to do like longer form YouTube videos of like breaking down how I make my music and then be able to like pull content from that where I get to be like my more authentic self and display that on the internet. What? Oh, he said,
Yes, you can have it.
Oh, really?
That'll do
I'm
great
tired.
numbers.
So easy.
I'm
Yeah.
tired.
I'm tired.
You can have Jared's TikTok.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Sick.
You know, though, I bet you could do a 60-second vlog that gives you just enough time to like be a little more green, Jared.
I agree. I definitely agree. And like I was doing that a little bit early on where I was actually, we're playing footsie, Jared.
Hey,
Oh my God,
Zach's trying to get in.
Zach's jealous.
I was doing that a
like
little bit
Diggy.
early on where like the series that I have going on TikTok, it's like remixing songs that don't need to be remixed.
Yep.
The first episode I did, it was Driver's License with Olivia Rodrigo. And like I was breaking down every individual part in it. And you know, I threw in this little thing. It's like, okay, for the lead, we're going to make vocal chops. And then I cut to her Hot Ones interview and it's like, she says, I would literally rather die than put vocal chops in my song. And then I just stare at the camera like, oh fuck, you know, and then I play the song. And so like I had little bits of that, but it was like a minute long. And then I go, the analytics fucks you up because then I go in and I'm like, people watched 15 seconds of this. They didn't even make it to the fucking song at the end.
Yeah.
You know? So then now it's like the most recent one I put out was As It Was by Harry Styles. I go, remixing songs that don't need to be remixed. As It Was, Harry Styles. Here we go. And then like played it within the first 3 seconds and like got, you know, the retention rate was the entire thing.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's difficult, but you know, TikTok's all about, well, every social media app now is all about like consistency and like quantity over quality a lot of times. And so I should honestly really be making like both, you know, of,
But
you
take
know,
a page
like,
out of Zach's book. Quantity over quality always.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You want to do
You piece of
Vlogmas?
shit.
Yeah.
Vlogmas.
You trying to do Vlogmas? Vlog every day until Christmas?
Oh,
Kill myself.
Literally?
Because you come with a camera and you'd be like, let's talk. I was like, no.
let's talk. Yeah, no, Zach would not be in any piece
I
of content.
would definitely. I
Not
tell you every day. I'd be,
Vlogmas.
well, you wouldn't even want to do that.
I wouldn't want to do that. You're right.
I love that you both already know what Vlogmas is, though. Like it's
beautiful.
just like,
Oh, of course.
It's,
Shaytards, I watched them every day. That's how I fell asleep at night.
do you want to put that on the internet?
Yeah. They're back.
I don't know who they are.
I don't know who they are either.
I was thinking more like what's it? Kelsey, Kreppel, Cody's girlfriend.
Oh yeah. She does Vlogmas.
Well, we want her on the
love-
podcast.
I know. I love her videos. I think they're so funny
she's-
and relaxing.
Literally, she's so cute and like just like relatable and like relaxing.
Yeah, I know.
agree.
And I love the
Jared,
holidays.
you could be that for someone.
I'm trying. Vlogging is like a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Because I'm such the person. I don't want to film anything. You
I
know, like
understand.
Zach has a picture and a video for every moment in his life. Not that he like puts that on the internet, like he doesn't make vlogs or anything, but he has like, how many pictures do you have on your phone? 20,000?
20,000. Yeah.
You know?
Oh.
Dick pick a day.
Dick pic a day.
It's Sundays.
Somebody else.
See, the number that you're about to pull up scares me. Like,
Oh, yeah. She's been on the internet for too long. I've
Do you
got
wanna
so many
guess?
pictures. Probably
okay, well,
2 million.
And you
I'm
do a
gonna
great job
guess-
of deleting shit too.
I'm going to guess
Don't go crazy.
30.
42,426.
Holy shit.
I got 32,000. You got me by
41,000 are
10,000.
just our dogs.
100%.
Let's be clear.
Yeah.
You did a thing earlier, which was psychoanalyzing Jared really well. It only is fair.
Oh yeah.
And I know specifically that you've mentioned that Zach really takes feedback and direction and thoughts really well.
Oh, yeah, totally.
I'd love to just get a little
bring me
bit of the same ingredients
Okay.
given back to him.
Bring me
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
What am I bringing him down about?
I
Just
think
like,
generally speaking, with where he's at.
Yeah.
You have a lot of
Generally
admiration for him. Now let's get a little negative feedback, huh?
a little negative feedback,
you-
constructive criticism.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I didn't know we were going to. I thought we were going praise, but okay.
Well, no. Okay, I'll start with the praise
Please don't.
and then I'll go.
Finish with the praise.
Sweet and sour.
Okay. Well, sweet than sour or sour than sweet?
Either one.
Either
Jared,
one.
The mic's yours.
Well, okay. The thing with Zach, he sometimes doesn't know when to stop a bit and he will push things too far. Okay.
Really? No way.
No way. Who would have thought? And that's gotten him in trouble with people in the past that have not appreciated his bits. And again, to his credit, sometimes I don't help because I laugh at them when I'm not supposed to be. But anyway.
But were you already smiling anyway?
Yeah, exactly.
But
So,
you did default.
default. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he does that. The criticism and stuff. He does take constructive criticism, but also at the same time, if you try to offer it and it's something that he might have like already thought of but hasn't expressed that he has, he will not take it well. Like there is one time where he showed us a video of like a TikTok he was doing, and he was like, "What do you think of these jokes?" And there's one joke in it. I said, "We should beef this up because it's kind of lowbrow, right?" I was like, "Let's think of some ways." And he was like, "Well, no, this is why it's high, whatever." And trying to explain, I was like, "Yeah, but it's not coming off that way." And I was like, "Let's try to beef it up." And you got a little testy, okay? And
I'm so proud of you, Zach. You're doing great.
You're doing great.
Now, there is also the finishing things like before you say them and stuff. That's a little annoying. It's all like pet peeves. It's nothing like ever like really big.
Yeah.
Now the praise is he is incredibly determined and driven and is a no bullshit kind of guy when it comes to his work. Don't put your arm around me. And he's a no bullshit guy when it comes to his work. And Zach has a quality, an entrepreneurial quality about him that I feel like not a lot of creators in this industry, especially nowadays, have, where he makes all these jokes and whatever, as crass as they are on the internet, about being in more bushes than we've had presidents when asked about his body count.
Saw that one.
Yeah. He makes these jokes, but what people aren't seeing in the back end is that he's like developing a movie that he wrote from scratch, and he's like now got equity in companies, and he's building a production company with his brother. And he's also like, it's all these things that people don't see. And he, literally every day, like when he brought up the meetings thing, he is taking meetings every day, multiple times a day in our living room, and like he was joking. He's like, "Jared, hi," whatever. Like they have to know I'm serious, and which is true. But also this is not a bad thing. But as a roommate, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Like I'm doing nothing when I'm like watching him take all these meetings after meetings and whatever. And now like you're also doing consulting for like big production companies, like monumental production companies are asking him for advice. It's super cool. And all of that is because he's driven and determined and hardworking and stuff like that.
Tell him about basketball.
What about basketball?
I'm good at it.
Okay, you're good at basketball. Not that good. You tore your ACL.
Any comments, any thoughts? Did you leave anything out?
I was not listening.
Yeah, no, he got it. We see he had a big old horse cock. And
Yeah.
That's what he said?
Yeah.
That's pretty much
That
the
sums it
gist
up.
of it.
Yeah, that sums it up.
Yeah, that was it.
Disgusting.
Yeah,
This is
that
actually a
sums it up.
family-friendly show.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Thank you, Jared. That really means a lot.
You're so welcome.
That was
But,
beautiful.
Can we talk about that one time with the joke? No. You weren't testy at all during that.
I think it's interesting because I feel like we've just caught you guys at a window, which is unique in the sense that I feel like a year ago, things didn't look like they do now.
No.
And a year from now, things will not look like they do today either.
Oh, we're heading downhill
Right
fast.
down.
Yeah.
We know we're not interesting.
Yeah.
Our podcast is heading downhill fast, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I'm surprised they came on.
I'm surprised they even wanted us on.
Yeah, what the hell? You guys want to lose views?
You know what I think it was? I think Indy was out of town and they actually wanted her, and then they felt obligated because I was a co-host.
yeah,
and then
100%.
they came on our podcast
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
Indy
yeah.
wasn't there. And then it's like, oh, actually, I guess we still have to uphold that agreement. So Zach, why don't you come on? And then you were there.
And then they're like,
oh, guess Jared has to
Guess
come.
you can come too. Yeah.
Did you see the texts? Or so you saw them?
Yeah. Devin showed us actually.
Got it. Yeah. We'll circle back with her later.
He BCC'd us there.
Yeah, it's fine. Listen, all the other questions that I have pale in comparison to the end of what we just got there.
Yeah, I think that was a beautiful summary of your bromance.
Go Wildcats.
All right, make sure I didn't miss anything of substance here. Okay, so boys, speaking of, let's just throw some things out there. This is you're putting what you're doing into the atmosphere. You have dropouts,
We have dropouts
For now.
for now.
It is-
Hopefully for a while.
ephemeral to a degree. What does 2023 look like for you?
That's a good question, Zach. You want to go first?
Well, Revolver to the
Zach.
What are you thinking?
God. Okay.
Revolve party at Coachella.
I was like, oh my God, did you
Yep.
make a Revolve order? Mine just came today.
No.
You want to do a haul?
Yeah.
Two different mindsets right there.
Literally.
Mine's a little darker, and we're not talking eyeshadow, sweetheart. Okay, what is 2023?
2023, for me personally, looks like more music, consistent music coming out. And then just growing the podcast as well. We have some amazing guests coming up to round out the year.
No, literally, like, fuck our podcast. Go listen to theirs.
Which
No,
is
don't. No.
really
No,
exciting.
theirs is better. I'd stay here.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm on mine. I know.
And then, Zach, what about for you?
Just kind of doing the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you guys will have, we're going to do
the
like
least inspirational answer I've ever heard.
eight more of these. If you guys will have us on 8 more times this
Right.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah, comment below if you want us to never do this again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can already see the comments now. I don't, happiness and general health.
Yeah, that sounds great.
I hope I know what you taste like by the end of the year.
Nope. I hope you don't.
On that note,
I apologize for him.
And I will do it forcefully.
Tilly's, it has been a time.
a time.
Yeah. It's. I would say we should do it again, but I'll wait.
We're
until
going to wait to see what the monetization status of this video if we get flagged.
Yeah, this might
I
be
think
our
we're going
least
to get hit
profitable.
with a yellow monetization
And no
icon.
views too. So no one cares about us.
Yeah. Well, I think to a degree, it's like a train wreck that you just can't look away
For 2 hours later, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
My kids seem to be able to look away.
for many years. And on that note, shout out to all the moms who raised us.
Hell yeah. Go
Lauren,
moms.
we get it.
Just one for
Mom
me.
DIY.
Yeah, got it. Well, it's fine. Anyway, like, subscribe, go over to Dropouts.
Woo. Please. No. Okay. Please.
Dude,
All right,
just
fine.
don't.
Go follow Jared.
Thank you.
On
Go to
everything.
Zane Heath Unfiltered. If you watch them, they're a great podcast.
Yeah, shout out Zane and Heath. We will see you next week.
We won't though.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.